Welcome and good evening, guys. Good evening, Gil. Good to see you again as usual. Always
Good
nice
to
to
hear.
have you on here. Let's see. MadChick will be pop up soon. He will be a little bit late. Norfolk, UK Prepper in the house. Vanessa, Kitty in the house. Good to see you too. And Guardian, Ning in the house. And we have Phil and Clan Wolf on Gil's side. Good to see you. I hope I didn't miss anyone. No, obviously not. Actually, Fire Dr. Ninja Turtle in the house. Good to see you again, Daryl. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Yeah, and Norfolk says hi. So, and we have Diana in the house. Good to see you again, ma'am. As we usually do, we wait a couple more minutes and let people join the stream. I always do my live streams on Saturdays. Well, it happens.
Usually I'm the other way around. I miss the day, and I think it's 2 days ago. It's like, oh, where did the other days go to?
We have Guest Med Kilt. Good to see you. No worries, Daryl. No worries. Yeah, and Tibor popped in.
Yep.
On your side, Gil. Well, today's topic is nice and short. What is your plan for riots? And that is actually a really good question. Do you guys have a plan for that?
I just got the notification popped up for yours, and notification popped up for mine. So YouTube's pushing out notifications a couple minutes behind.
Yeah.
Happy Mac came in too, and Tibor. So
yeah.
And
yeah. Well.
Yeah, Diana just got the notification too. So people are going to be a little slow moving in this afternoon here.
Yeah. Daryl says I would get out of town. Yeah, if you're living in an area or neighborhood like that, that would be a better option than bug in, basically. No worries.
Yeah. And a lot of it depends on where you're living at as to what you're going to do.
Yeah. Welcome, Butflies. Good to see you.
Because like Bob said about during the summer of love there in Seattle, some areas you didn't want to be in, other areas they saw nothing. Yeah, it was absolutely nothing going on.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Well, in U.S., it's more riots in U.S. than it's here in Sweden, at least. And if there would be riots here in Sweden, they will most of the time be in the big cities.
Yeah.
Like Stockholm, Gothenburg, Malmö. That's those cities, those riots would occur. Not in the city I live in, because I haven't seen any riots up here.
Yeah. one of the things that was just happened here in the U.S. for those that don't know about it, there was in Minnesota. There was an activist woman who was following the ICE teams around all day, interfering with them. And when they got the go-ahead to take her into custody, they went to take her into custody, and she, refused to get out of her car, and she started moving her car around, and she tried to flee the scene. She struck an ICE agent. That ICE agent was struck, shot at her, and killed her. But what's interesting is within so many hours, there were riots, all over, Los Angeles, San Francisco, New York, and everything. All the rioters had the exact same professionally printed sign. So you can tell these groups were being backed and funded by a certain socialist, communistic, Nazistic party here in the U.S.
Yeah.
And because the exact same poster, exactly, and it's like, it took it took an organization to be able to get those all printed and distributed, get these people out there, and it wasn't no grassroots event. And that's some of the part of the problem is when you start getting an organization whipping people up and paying people to go in there and stir other people up, that's when riots get totally out of hand, because you're some of the ones that are being paid to cause trouble, and they're going to go in there and they're going to cause a lot of trouble, fires and other stuff like that.
Yeah, and Vanessa says riots depends on the location, etc. Don't be there if possible. I agree with that. I would stay home, lock my doors, and don't go out.
Yeah, Happy Mac's right. I mean, they were saying, "Oh, he wasn't in front." I saw several of them videos on it. He was in front. I saw him get hit, not from his video, his body cam, but from someone else taking the video of it. You could see him get hit in the hip, and oh no, he wasn't hit. That's all. Anyways, that's another part of it, is that these organizations that push a narrative really cause problems with it.
Yeah. Okay. Putin is running in an authoritarian dictatorship. Yeah. I'm not surprised.
There are several several like leaders like that. Someone was out there doing that, and the guy said, basically name Soros as, he paid me to be here. I got a job. And one of the protesters. So it's like, and the guy commentating on the video says, "Oh, he's going to be so mad. You're not supposed to name him."
Yeah.
Yeah, Happy Mac, what I would say what we need to do, we need to take that 200,000 IRS armed agents that Captain Crazy put them and transfer them to ICE and say, all right, now here, pretend you're going after them for money. Go find them and deport them.
Ninja Turtle says, I did not know the truth behind the shooting. It was portrayed that an innocent woman was shot. Okay. That can create riots. One thing like that.
Yeah. She's definitely not innocent. She has a history of interfering with federal agents and like that. It's like that other one, where that one guy was, this is quite a few years back, 10 years or more back, where that one guy was killed in L.A. He's a good boy. Oh, wait a minute. He has a rap sheet with several felonies on it, including rape, robbery, blah, 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 blah. He was not an innocent guy. But, the mainstream media seems to, we need more ratings, so we're going to whip this up. And that's the other problem. You get mainstream media wanting their ratings to go up, so they figure, all right, what's going to sell? Are we going to, will a criminal who gets shot trying to hurt a law enforcement officer sell, or will an innocent person who was such a good, outstanding member of the community sell? And so they get the riots going, and then they get footage of the riots, and that sells even more.
Yeah, Vanessa says there is a difference between peaceful civil protesting and causing mayhem and murder, regardless of the sides you are on. I agree.
Yeah.
The problem is the nice and calm civil protesting can turn out to be a riot if someone pull the right trigger and pull the right button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're talking about the footage I saw, it was all over Facebook Reels and YouTube. I saw it in several places. The footage of it, yeah. But there's the problem. One of the things to consider though when riots start is where are you at? Are you in an area that's going to be rioted? Are you going to outside an area? What are they writing about also determines where the riot's going to start at and where it's going to go. If you have if you look at things, you can tell, all right, they're going to be doing riot. Okay, they're going to start in this location here, and they're going to go to this location there. If it's about this, or they're going to start here and go up to this location here in the city. Yeah, those are the tough ones.
I have a few apps for riots, lol. Also, I live out in the country. No useful idiots out here.
Yeah.
Says McBean. Yeah.
She is a good demon rat protester. She's not going to go to jail, so she's not worried about it until she hits a federal agent.
Mark is in the house. New footage from the ICE body cam just came out. Okay. I believe ICE is the immigration
Immigration's Customs Enforcement.
Yeah.
Mike says he'll join a little later. Save him some good questions.
Yeah. Diana says, I live in a big city. Stupid is their first response to anything. Yeah.
The one thing I didn't see on this, and it surprised me, I was expecting it to happen, is when the idiots in California decide to riot in the San Francisco Bay Area, one of the first things they do is they go over to Emeryville, where you have Interstate 80, Interstate 880, Interstate 580, State Route 24, all converging on the San Francisco Oakland Bay Bridge toll plaza, and they go up a on ramp good up there, and they just walk across the freeway and block the freeway, and get a couple hundred of them up there and sit down and just stop traffic.
Yeah, let's see. Hey, Mike, good to see you. Okay, you will join a little later. Okay, no problem. Yeah, we can save you some good questions.
Oh, I was reading Happy Mac's other one question up there. Yeah, that one. And it reminded me, someone else just made a spoof video about it. And basically it said, I believe that if aliens invaded America and started injuring American citizens, there'd be a bunch of idiots out there trying to do an alien affirmative action program. Oh, this was their planet first before it was ours. Oh, they matter too. They're just trying to help us. Yeah.
Yeah. Prepper for the HS, welcome. Good to see you again, Jill. Hi all, just bought a used kid's bike for $30, putting it in my car as an emergency mode of transportation. That's a good idea. That works. Vanessa says, also look at the numbers eligible to register to vote. How many are registered to vote, and then how many actually vote?
Yeah. How do we get 4,000 extra voters?
Yeah. And Daryl says, I was born near Emeryville. Okay, cool. And Jill says hi to you.
Yeah, back in the day when I was working construction, I actually worked in Emeryville, where the IKEA store and that went in. It was a super fun hazmat site, and we went in and remediated the area, removed all the soil, ran it through a processing stuff so to remove all the hydrocarbons and other stuff from it.
Yeah.
Made the land safe, and they put in a big old huge shopping center with IKEA and a bunch of other stores in there.
Yeah. Okay. I have actually now 4 notes, and those 4 points I have is actually, I put them in the description box as well. And this topic is more prepper, survivors, self-defense people, basically. So the first point is situational awareness, how to spot the warning signs before a riot starts. I think that is a really good point.
Yeah, there are apps out there that you may or may not want to sign up for. That way you'll get notification. Oh, we're going to do that. We're going to protest here. You get notified they're going to protest there. You go, okay, and you can, you'll get the notification several hours ahead of time before anybody shows up that it's a planned protest. But there are things you can look around. You know where things are going to happen. When things happen, you generally know. All right, San Francisco, yes. Emeryville, Oakland, yeah, those are going to be targets for certain things. Concord, California, not so much. Martinez, absolutely not. Pleasant Hill, Pleasanton, possibly. Dublin, possibly. Fremont, not too much. I'm just naming some cities in the San Francisco Bay Area there.
Yeah.
So you know where San Jose, depending on what it is, they'll hit San Jose. But you know where the primary ones are going to be at. San Francisco, down near the waterfront and the Embarcadero Center and that area, Emeryville, Oakland, the freeways, and then East 14th Street, or International Boulevard as they call it now. There are certain areas that are going to be hit. If Bob was here already, he'd be telling the places in Seattle. He knows where they're going to hit in Seattle. So you can know, if you watch the news and you take notes, you know where they're going to hit the next time, because they hit the same spot pretty consistently.
Yeah.
And you also can tell when, how quote, "Oh, it's egregious, it's a terrible thing." But the mainstream media starts crying about it in the first hour, something happened, you know within the next 24 hours there's going to be riots.
Yeah. And what I noticed from those few riots we had here in Sweden, at least, those begin with maybe 4 or 5 guys that get fired up. And when those 5 guys get fired up, they begin to shout and make the other people around them fired up. So it's that is the way the riots begin, at least after what I know from here.
Yeah.
It might begin in a different way in the States. I don't know. It's maybe the same.
There are things when it happens here lately, it's like all of a sudden it doesn't start with a few people out there. It starts out with several hundred people out there going in, carrying the exact same signage and stuff as the people that are going in several other different cities. So you know it's organized. Yeah. It's not a grassroots thing. It is a politically organized protest. Most of them have been for the last several years. So, yeah. And then, of course, you have, like I said, you have the mainstream media, getting behind it and stuff. Oh, this is going to make great ratings. So we got to, we're going to push the narrative of, get out there and let them know how you feel. And of course, unfortunately, there are also a couple times there were busloads of instigators that were brought in for different riots and stuff. And sometimes they were claiming to be the other side of the rioters to cause problems. Most notably was the January 6th riots in DC. But yeah.
The problem for when it comes to a riot begin to evolve is if you have 2 different groups that have protests and they get agitated against each other, and it will turn out to be that they turn to violence because they get so agitated.
Well, I've noticed too, also with our writings going on, you can see the ones in there that you look at their clothes. They kind of try to keep their clothes as bland colors or black or dark browns and stuff like that, so they don't stand out with colorful colors and stuff, so it's harder to track them. And they'll get out there too, and they'll be the ones up in front, and then they kind of pull back a little bit, so they're near the front, still egging people in front on. And the first thing's thrown, they're the ones throwing the stuff, and all of a sudden they disappear.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got you didn't. If you're in an area where that has the possibility of happening, it's good to have a news radio station on in your car, or be subscribed to news sites that for your app on your phone that'll ping you when stuff's going on. And when an event happens, as a trigger event happens in your area, in about an hour or so, the crap is going to hit the fan. And they're going to go out there and they're going to start causing problems. So I need to vacate that area. That's your situational awareness. And you have to watch what's going on. When all of a sudden you see a bus pull up somewhere and a bunch of people get out, and it's like, oh, crap, they're going to start some crap. We need to get out of here.
Yeah, that's that is a good idea. Stay away from the riots if you possibly can.
Yeah.
If not, don't be in the middle of the crowd of agitated people, because the cops will take you in no matter what, because they think you are one of those. So
Yeah.
you are just on your way home, and you get stuck in the middle of that agitated crowd. The cops doesn't know if you are on your way home.
Yeah. Dinah asked a question there. And so, yeah. So basically, the groups, I don't want to ding anything, but the anti-group, old antis, boys and girls, get out there, and they're all wearing masks. Very rarely, do they catch them without the masks on. But as heavily surveilled as we are, well, we're really not that much heavily surveilled as we think. Not like the UK is. And so these groups will come in several blocks away and walk into the area.
Yeah.
The paid professional agitators. And but what's happening is that these the financial backers have other groups that they're paying to stir things up on social media. And there are some apps out there people can sign up for or get referred to so they can sign up for. And someone puts it out using an anonymous burner phone, sends a text message on, oh, this is what's going to happen, blah, 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 blah. And all people get all, oh, we're going to go down there too. And so, so they can't stop it. But once they get so many people there and it turns violence and they can stop, they can arrest them, they got too many people to deal with. And that's one of the things these professionals are counting on, is trying to get enough people out there and get everybody stirred up to go violent at the same time, or agitate the police to try to come in and take somebody out and arrest them. And they just
Those we had a riot in Gothenburg 25 years ago. Some of the people in that riot, they had masks. They had scarves and hoodies and sunglasses to not be recognized, because the cops cannot identify them. But after what I know, they caught some of those who started that riot. Not all of them, but a couple of them, actually. So that was good.
Like Tibor says, here in the United States, you have, it's a guaranteed freedom to peacefully protest. However, that peaceful protest does not include blocking traffic, doing all this other stuff. And technically, once they start infringing on the freedoms of others, then they are in violation, and it's no longer should be considered a peaceful protest. Your right to express your feelings ends at the end of my nose. And or in trying to, when you start impeding my freedom to go about my normal business.
Jill says they don't know that you're not a rioter because they access the cell phone towers and get everyone's name from that. Yeah.
The thing is, though, they can only do that if the person's not using a disposable phone. And they go and buy these disposable phones, or burner phones as they're called, for those going in. The agitators are using those when they go in. So it's like, all right, we have no idea who this phone belongs to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they can still track the actual messages and see other phones and geolocations on it and determine where these people are physically, even if they don't have their name. But it doesn't for them, the feds, to figure it out.
Yeah, but the thing is, as soon as the riot's over, guess what happens to those phones? They get smashed.
I'm sure they drop them in the trash, but yeah.
Yeah. They destroy them so they can't be tracked, and then they dispose them elsewhere. So there's absolutely no genetic material. They're not going to find the phones to pull genetic material from them.
Yeah, and you got to wonder who's paying for all those phones and all those organic signs, 8,000 of them that pop up that are identical. Who printed those, and how did they get there within 12 hours of something organically happening? Most of these.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's, as a non-rioter, you need to be aware of the things that are going on that could trigger, that someone could use to trigger a riot. And that's one of the things they try to use. They try to use the riots to cause problems and say, "Oh yes, it's all so and so's fault." I ain't gonna say the orange man, but that's who they're trying to point fingers at for the riots. They go, he had nothing to do with the riots.
Other thing to keep a watch out for, if you live in an area that is prone to that type of activity, as soon as something big happens, like just happened in Minneapolis, and people start screaming about it, watch for buses appearing in your area that never come there, because they bring them in from everywhere and dump them off, and they just do their job because that's what they're paid for, and then they leave. But they try to instigate locals or others in the area to do those things that they don't want to do because they know they'll get arrested for it. But they'll get somebody else to do it for them. And that's standard. That's been going on for decades.
Yeah.
Just stay out of the way.
Yeah, it's the tracking of people is not as defined as a lot of people think it is. Otherwise, all the criminals would be arrested for every crime. It's not that way.
Hey, Howard, good to see you.
And there's certain things there are certain problems in and procedures that limit doing stuff until long after the fact. And sometimes to try to get stuff going for where it is, like I said, that's why a lot of them use burner phones. There's no way to trace those phones. They can't trace the person that had it. They also try to cause power outages too. That way, all the surrounding CCTV cameras and private companies and banks and that stuff all go out. So yeah, it's a lot easier than people think here in the United States to, they may have pictures of you in the riot, but all they have is they have clothes, a ski mask pulled over the person's head, and what a lot of them are doing is they're putting padding on their face so their face is distorted under the ski mask, so they can't even try to use facial recognition. Okay, we remove the ski mask, which is form-fitting. This is what their face looks like. All of a sudden, they got big old bulge on one side, and they can't tell who the person is.
Vanessa says, yes, and you need to learn self-defense. You are your own first responders. You are responder ground zero. Those others may come quite later to assist. I agree.
thing is, though, you don't want to be ground zero.
No.
Right? You don't want to be ground zero, even if you have all the training. Yeah, it's and using your self-defense, you don't want to use self-defense in a riot. You know, if you don't have a reason to be there, don't be there. If you're in an apartment in that area, yeah, stay in your apartment. Use your self-defense in your apartment.
Yeah, and lock your door.
Yeah, satellite footage is only good if they have a satellite over there focused on that area. It's not as it takes time to readjust the satellite, move satellites. The good satellites, NSA, CIS, they're going to say, no, we got other operations going on where you're not taking our satellite.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
If the crowd of rioters come to your frigging home, what are you going to do? I would lock the door.
Yeah. Lock the door. Shut
That
the
would be my
lights
first.
off,
That would be my first
yourself.
defense.
Yeah. Lock the door. And it's not a 911 call yet, so you call the non-emergency line. Say, hey, the rioters are here. I'm at such and such. They're going down the street here. They haven't come onto my property yet. Oh, they're on my property. Get someone on the phone, giving them update of what's going on. And if they do come on, then you can let them know immediately. Or if you get the information, you go, okay, fine, call us back if something else happens. And if they do come on your property, then you call the 911 if you're not on the phone with them. But then you got to remember, is everyone else going to be calling 911? And that's another tactic.
You got a spare camera, spare cell phone, set it up on video record and stick it somewhere where they don't see it right away. That'll protect you in case something happens. And then they come after you saying, oh, there was no reason for them to do it. It's like, really? They all smashed my door down and threw bricks through my windows and started climbing through. Yeah, I'm protecting myself. That'll hold up in a court of law because you're in your own house.
Yeah. So that's the thing is you gotta plan ahead, figure things out, and figure stages. Stage 1. All right, they're not in my neighborhood. I don't really have to do anything. I just got to keep out of that area. Stage 2. Okay, they're getting closer. They're actually going down a block over, farther away. You may have some agitators coming down your street now. It's you just set up your stages. All right, they're coming into my residential home, or they're coming into my apartment building. There are things to do. If you are in an apartment building, hardly anybody in apartment buildings knows their neighbors. Get to know some of your neighbors and stuff, and get everybody, saying, all right, hey, we may not agree politically, but this is our home. We need to protect our home. And when the rioters come to a building, they see all the residents in there with sticks and brooms and baseball bats. It's like, oh crap! These ain't cops. These are guys that are going to go medieval on our hiney when we try to break into their home. And so,
Except there's always those in the crowd that will see that and try to instigate you into being the first to be offensive.
Yeah, well, that's what I say. If you stay in your apartment building or in your home, that's you don't go out. You're better legally protected if you're in your home, in your building, and they have to come in to get you. Okay, hang on a second. I see some boys are outside. I got to let my daughter know to get the boys home.
Okay. Well, I get lucky. I have a good front door. First of all, the entrance door on the ground level that you need a tag to get in. But the problem with that is you have 4 glass windows, so they can break that, but they cannot break in through my front door. They can't, because that is burglar proof, and that is also fireproof door.
There you go.
So that I know a customer I was delivered to, and they have the same door as I have, and she told me that it was someone tried to break in on her neighbor's apartment. They couldn't break through that door. They couldn't. It was impossible. So we have good doors.
Yeah.
For our own safety. So that's good. Hey, Kaylin, good to see you, ma'am.
Excellent, Kaylin.
Excellent. I agree. That's excellent.
Yep. I don't worry too much about being caught off guard. I mean, I live in the burbs currently, and I'll hear them coming, because it's not like I'm not like 2 houses off the main road that things happen on. I'm a mile off the semi-main road, which is just a travel road, but there's nothing there, no cities, no buildings, nothing. So, yeah, I'll hear and see it coming long before I have to like bug out or worry about it and stuff like that, because my house looks just like the rest of them, so I don't stand out for any particular thing. Like, oh, let's go to that house. It looks like such and such. So most of my neighbors are well protected. So I'm not really. I'll hear something happening off in the distance first. Yeah, and the rest of me and the neighbors are gonna be like, okay, it's coming our way.
Yeah. Yeah. The Vanessa mentioned about there are other ways to break into a building. A application of thermodynamic impede tends to create a door. The thing is, though, most riders aren't going to try to break through a wall to get into a building. They want easy access.
Yeah.
And when someone starts beating on the wall, they're going, "What the heck are you doing?" That's a little bit outside their mindset. And so, yeah, there are things that riders as a whole will do, and things they won't do. There are things that instigators will do to try to get the riders to do, but breaking through a wall is not one of them. Throwing a gas bomb, that is one of them.
Yeah. Jill has a quick question. Do people usually hire an electrician to install the camera doorbells?
No. Well, you can if you have no clue. They're actually quite easy. Like Ring is really simple. Take your old doorbell off. You got to disconnect the wire where your chime is on the wall in the house, and then
Haley Argent, good to see you.
Just follow the directions on. I did it for my mother-in-law's house. It took me like 15 minutes, and that included reading the directions. Never done one. It uses the 2 existing wires going to your doorbell, but it runs to the doorbell chime on the wall, and you just put a jumper wire somewhere. It tells you where to do it. They're all about the same. And then you just got to hook it up to your Wi-Fi, and you do that with an app.
Yeah, there are hiring an electrician is going to cost you a lot. Hiring a handyman is going to cost you like a third of that generally.
If you go to if you really can't do it yourself, and you buy it at, say, Best Buy, not that I'm affiliated with them or anything, you buy it there, they'll tell you, hey, we can come and install it. It'll be $80. Would you like us to do that? I mean, that might be an option. Yeah.
Yeah. Some places, Home Depot has a line of contractors that you buy, they have security cameras there that you can buy.
Yeah. The contractors for Lowe's are outside contractors. So there's kind of a trust factor going on there, depending on where you live.
Exactly. Yeah. The wireless cameras have advantages to and disadvantages. The hardwired cameras have advantages and disadvantages. The one thing I haven't seen, I've been waiting to see it, is for the normal citizens to start throwing up drones during a riot. And start capturing footage from drone footage of rioters.
Oh, they probably do. We just never get a chance to see it.
Yeah. But
the local police put a no-fly zone alert up where it's illegal to put a drone up because they don't want you to show what's going on. There is that in certain areas. Depends on who runs the city.
But that thing is, for them to put that, get that, for the police to do that, they got to go through the court and get a court order for that. They can't just say no-fly zone. They do not have the authority for that. And they basically got to go and get the FAA to say no-fly zone. But so there's going to be I've not seen any of all the footage and stuff you can see out there. You'll be able to tell if there's a drone flying up there. I would love to start seeing some drones up there, capturing the guys. And when the instigators start taking off, and someone's smart enough to follow the instigators, see where they go to from a ways away, so they don't realize they're being followed, would be absolutely thing. International airports you can't fly within so many, such a certain mileage or distance from it, certain altitude limitations and stuff like that. Yeah, you got to check what's going on and everything on that to make sure you're legally flying it. But generally, international airports are not rioting there, because that gets all sorts of unwanted attention from a whole mess of federal agencies. You go riding at an airport, you're going to find out all the riders are being swamped by all sorts of federal agents from about 20 different agencies. They're just going to go in and start taking everybody down, cuffing everybody up, and sort them out later.
Okay, this town is small and an airport and warehouse placeholder.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ain't going to last long trying to fly a drone. Nah.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah.
And the point two on this, on my notes, is home hardening, simple steps to protect your property.
Pyracantha bushes, rose bushes, anything with nasty thorns on it.
Yeah, those with real long thorns.
I'm talking about the ones about that long.
Yeah.
We said, my grandmother had pyracantha bushes planted along her fence line. She had an acre and a quarter property, and she most of the time she was living there by herself. But during at night, because all the grandkids would go home. But so at nighttime in the weekends, when the grandkids and no one's around, she's getting a little nervous. Planted it. I swear those suckers had 2.5-inch thorns on those pyracantha bushes.
Lee Argent says, all right starts with a genuine gripe, but then mutate into random looting. At this point, law enforcement's tactics change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like we lost Mark again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that, Vanessa. Peaceful protester, once you begin threatening others, you are a criminal.
Unfortunately, there is a fine line on that. How are you threatening them? Verbally threaten them? Courts say that's freedom of speech. Once it becomes a physical threat and body contact is made, then it's a criminal action. But unfortunately, they, some of them know where they get to stop the line. They get right up to that line and they're dancing on that line like a ballet dancer.
Yeah.
Holly bushes are thorny too. Yeah.
Oh yeah. holly bushes has pretty large thorns, I believe.
Oh, years and years ago, it wasn't for this type of situation, but it applies. My brother had a landscape company. We're talking back in the late 70s, and he had this one client that wanted to plant ivy around his house. And so he planted ivy. He wanted this very specific type of ivy. Well, the ivy kind of looked like poison ivy or poison oak.
Yeah.
And as soon as once it was planted, the guy after the first year, he started filling in. He put signs out there: danger, uncontrollable poison ivy. Nobody came on his property after that because he had a problem with kids cutting through and doing stuff. And once they saw poison ivy, he's like, "Oh crap!"
We don't go through that.
That is a very passive deterrent. It's passive.
Yeah.
They're not. It's not really poison ivy, but they don't know that. They're not going to get hurt.
I agree, Vanessa.
Unfortunately, in the U.S., it does include that. You can give verbal threats all you want. The second you act on them, then you violate the law. There have been court rulings saying, "Oh, that's just a verbal threat. You can't act against a verbal threat against you." So yeah, but unfortunately, it is part of the First Amendment. But they're saying, "I'm going to kick your ass. I'm going to do this. I'm going to beat you into the ground." But they don't do anything. They can say that all day long, unfortunately.
Yeah. Unless they act physically.
Yeah, but it actually has to be real poisonous plants. Putting out rose bushes and thorny bushes is not a crime anywhere in the United States. Setting up a booby trap, that is.
Yeah.
It's not a felony, Vanessa. And until I retired, it was a felony because I was a federal agent. Once I retired, it was no longer a felony for somebody to threaten me. Yeah.
Well, it might change. You never know.
Yeah.
But
verbal threats are not considered a crime in the United States, and you ain't going to see it become one with unless you get rid of a certain political party's majority, and everybody else says, "Yeah, we want it to be a crime to threaten somebody."
Hey, Mike.
I'm ready.
Yeah, get the gas mask on.
CS gas. Nightmare in riots.
Problem with that mask? You're wearing problem with that mask, you're wearing it. Someone pulls out the pepper spray with the orange or red dye on it. They spray it. You can't see now. Now you got to take it off.
Yeah. And they spray you a little bit more.
Yeah.
There's always someone with a bigger bullet, right?
Yeah. And but there are certain things like you can't yell fire in a theater. That's not considered freedom of speech. That causes problems. That's a specific, very narrow, limited verbalization.
Unless there is a fire, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if Tibor, or if people start to panic and run out and people get hurt, then it's illegal. Now, if there is a fire and you yell fire, that's a different situation because you're trying to warn people.
Yeah.
I'm just adjusting myself. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
Cheers.
You need to sit comfortably.
I've not sat in the chair for about a week. How's everyone doing? I've got a bit of a weird voice. I've not still got the mask on. I'm recovering from man flu.
Ah,
So,
but Mike, you must agree, and that situational awareness when the riots is situational awareness is
100%.
a good thing.
Yeah, 100%.
And even home hardening. I have 2 more points on this, but we have gone through the 2 first.
Yeah, situational awareness is key no matter what, whether you're in a situation where it's starting, whether it's months ahead of time. I've got information on protests that are happening in the city that I'm based in months and months ahead of time. So I know not to be out at certain times and when they could potentially be riots. So it's not just situational awareness in the moment, it's in advance of it as well. So, know your situations on there. And home hardening, obviously, that's going to be situational dependent. My home hardening being right next to tower blocks of people in an urban environment is going to need to be much more robust than if, I was out living in the middle of nowhere in the country. Speak of the devil, he'll appear. He's in the middle of nowhere. There's a raccoon in the country.
Wait, what? What? Oh, I forgot to put my fat guy picture up sitting on a sofa for Alan if he comes up. I'll change that. If he shows up, I'll change that so I can be the sofa survivalist on here.
Yeah. So my home hardening generally is all covert, like inside. So it's not like boards on the outside of the windows and stuff like that at the early stages, especially. And other than that, it's lights off and go dark, essentially, to not make yourself a target.
Yeah, there are overt and covert ways to harden your home.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, KP, good to see you.
Probably one of the most covert one is the type door you can put in, and the door jamb and everything else. They make some really nice looking doors that are heavy duty steel doors that have the multiple pins that come out and several things into it, and you can have a couple of NFL football players with a battering ram running at that door, and it's just going to bounce off. You have to break the wall to get that door down.
Or there is some houses where the wall would be easy as an entrance point.
Yeah. But windows, the type of material you use for your windows, you can get the Lexan and stuff, which is a type of shatterproof, and depending on the thickness, it becomes bulletproof. But do you need to put out the money for that? Are you in an area where you need to spend that to do that in normal times?
I would recommend the clear film shatterproofing stuff anyway.
Yes.
It's also a level of insulation. It's just that tiny little bit extra for warmth and stuff like that as well. And you can get the privacy version if you really wanted to, but you can't see it on the inside, and it's just worth it, Well, for it's peanuts for the plastic sheeting. It genuinely is.
Yeah. Trying to find a picture here to share it here. So if you have a regular door on our house in California, we put the screen doors, the metal solid screen doors with the metal frame and everything on the door. AKP Heathen. And so it's one of those things that it has multiple functions. One, it's hard for a person to get through because it has both a key doorknob on it and a key deadbolt on it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also obvious, like, okay, I'm not going to get through this too easily. It's going to take some time. They come in different colors. The white one is great in the summertime because it reflects heat away, and from the door and stuff. But there are different things you can do and different types you can get. Some of them are very fancy and they really don't look like security screens until you get close and you realize, crap, this is a solid metal frame on it. It's that, all the ornate stuff is used to keep you from getting in. One of the things that I've talked to the wife several times about replacing the one door in the kitchen because it's the only door in the house that has a big window in it. And it's like, It's either that or we're going to have to replace all 3 layers of the tri-pane window that's in there with Lexan.
So that wouldn't be a conversation for me. That would be an accident. Oh, I'm just going to go and play football in the backyard for 2 seconds. Oh, no, it's smashed. Now I need to replace the door, not the glass.
Now I got to spend $350 to replace that door with another metal door, a solid metal door. Yeah, I'd be sleeping on the couch for a week.
Worth it for the security, Gil. Worth it for the security.
There are decorative bars for windows and stuff with the ornate wrought iron type stuff on there. Look really nice and pretty. But then I'm trying to find the other one. Let's see. See if I can find it here. That was it here. Okay, here we go. I'm going to. Okay, I'm going to share something here.
Yeah.
Come on, there we go. Entire screen there and share. Now, some of these are for, if you have it above the door, it drops down. Only when you need it, you don't have to use it. There are some that just fit over windows and stuff. Trying to find the good ones here.
If I saw that in the UK on a residential premises, that would spark alarm bells to me, because that is only on commercial premises here.
Yeah. Well, there's also
the same here.
There are some here. I'm trying to find the ones that there's some that look really, you can't tell what it is. It just looks like a border around the door. Trying to find it here. There are different ones that are just set up that look absolutely innocuous, but you hit the button, all of a sudden in front of the door, it rolls down.
See, I quite like the trend of like the farmhouse shutters.
Yeah.
So there's a trend. It's quite a trendy thing in the UK now to have them in. Just people don't close them; they just leave them open, have them painted, and it's a nice feature. But you can get really solid ones of them, and if you get functional ones of them, it's not just it looks like part of your home. You can close them when you need to.
Yeah. Dang, I can't find the pictures right now. I did a video on this on a year and a half ago, and I found some really nice pictures, some really nice ones that well, this one's not quite so obvious, but there are some of them that were really well hidden, and you couldn't tell until it came down that it was there. But yeah, the steel farmhouse shutters or whatever that you can close those and lock those from the inside. Those work good. But yeah, there are options that are not obvious, to what you're doing, but they once they're in place, once you've activated it, it's like, holy crap, this place is a fortress.
There's budget options and stealth options for a lot of people as well. So one that I heard about, which was really good, was a prepper I know that I had on one of my shows once, basically rolled back his hallway carpet. You can lift it and roll it back down. You roll it back, and there's a hole just about half an inch wide, which goes about 2 foot down.
Mm-hmm.
And next to his door, just leaning up where the door opens so you can't see it's behind the door, is a huge steel rod that literally close the door, drop that down. Nobody's opening that door beyond that. You know what I mean? It's just a giant rod in front of the door. It's just added security, which costs a fraction of the price of some of them.
Yeah, they have some things here. I'm just looking for the other ones here for the inside of the door. Let's see. Inside. I'll just try this inside. Okay. That's coming up. Yeah. All right. So let's share this again. On button. There. Come on. Dang it. There it goes.
There we go.
Yeah. So here's one of them right here, which is really nice. It has several long screws going into the floor, and you just drop that bar right in there, and that's going nowhere.
And that locks it in position, right?
Yeah, it drops in there, and they can kick on that door. The bottom part's not going to go anywhere. There are ones like this, which brace against the doorknob. However, if that
I don't like them ones.
If it's not a strong doorknob, it's it's not that great. Well,
people will be surprised the strength in just a nice cheese shaped piece of wood.
Yeah,
a nice solid wedge. That'll make all the difference.
Yeah, that works too. Definitely.
There was one. Here's another one of those ones here that drops in really quick. I'm trying to have on the door has a bar on the door, and there's brackets on either side of the door, and so you just turn it sideways, drop a pin in, and it's a barrier across in the middle of the door. But I'm not seeing that one right now. But there are options and stuff for blocking the doors and stuff, and there are certain ones you can get for windows the same way. We go back here. The other one I wanted to show, this one here, you can see it's got the 3 pins here, but there are some that have that just has the pins there. But there's one that I saw it has like 3 sets of pins on each side of the door, and the key, when you turn it, you don't just turn it quarter turn or half turn. You turn it and turn it and turn it and turn it, and it runs in a little gear crank, and it slowly cranks them all out. They turn about 5 or 6 times in the deadbolt, and it locks everything down. Well, if they drive through your wall, it's not a rioter. They're not going to be driving vehicles in a riot. No. That's the thing,
But what they do is smash windows.
They smash windows and stuff like that. And that's like Mike was saying, the film. You get the film, protection film on both sides of the window, and they may crack it, but they're going to have to be beaten on it and beaten on it and beaten on it. And rioters like to take the easy route.
Yeah.
If they hit it a couple times and it starts fracturing, but it's not giving away, crap, let's go to another one. They know it's not going to be an easy. They're spending too much time there. They don't want to spend too much time.
If they can get through it on one shot, then no problem.
Yeah. Let's see here. Looking at, okay. If yeah. Well, I was just looking at some of the comments here. So inside your house, well, you got to look at local laws. New York, you can't do much. Great Britain, you can do even less.
You can do loads as long as you don't tell anyone.
Florida, you're encouraged to shoot the son of a gun when he comes in the door. Texas, you're encouraged to shoot the son of a gun when he comes in the door. I like Tibor's comment there at the bottom. If they come through the wall, it's a drunk driver. But yeah, once they break into the house, depending on what stupid state laws have been passed by the demon rat politicians that will try to limit what you can do. Canada says, if someone breaks in your house, do not get involved. Excuse me, you are involved if they've broken into your house.
I agree.
So the laws in Britain, obviously,
Yeah.
you guys know that like it's quite strict on stuff like that we can classify as weapons, right?
Yeah.
What the law is reasonable force, right? So
Yeah.
it's all reasonable force. If he's coming at you with bare hands and you take him out with a sledgehammer, that's not quite reasonable.
Unless you're an 80-year-old grandma and that's the only thing you have.
Potentially,
yeah.
potentially, but it's basically if you manage to stop them in their tracks, if you manage to, capture them or scare them away, that's enough. Don't then chase them down the road and hack them to bits. It's all about proving in a court that it was reasonable force. You had nothing there with malice intent sort of thing. If you happen to pick up, the cricket bat that you were using last week when you were playing cricket with the kids just to defend yourself, that is reasonable.
Yeah. And if you happen to be in the kitchen, they come running into the kitchen and you got the big butcher knife in your hand and you're already cutting meat. That's just an instinctual reaction.
No, you're not allowed to have knives in Britain. Sorry, it can only be a 2¼ inch dull butter knife. That's all you're allowed to have. Maybe you can fork them.
Takes me forever to cut a steak.
But you got to check on your local laws. Check with your local police. If you're not in a city, check with the county sheriff, or just go up the chain of authority and find out what there are any stupid limiting laws.
And have a butter knife.
Oh yeah, that's for spreading out of that big barrel of butter. You gotta scoop it out and spread it on the French bread to make the garlic bread. Yeah, you gotta have that.
I can do one French stick with a single sweep.
Soon Britain's only gonna be able to carry around plastic sporks. That's it. Not even the ones with the little serrated edge on it, to like maybe cut through something a little bit. Nope, only a spork.
But I was working on my electronics with my multi-tool here. And the guy ran at me. I just kind of held it up, and he ran right into it and went into his eye.
He ran into my multi-tool 87 times. I swear.
They messed us up with multi-tools as well, because they brought in the law of couldn't be a locking blade. So my Leatherman, when you click it out, the blade locks.
Yeah.
So I can no longer carry that. So I've got to carry this, which is still a multi-tool, and the blade is still there. But as you can see, it's free moving. Yeah. I mean, if I happen to close the handle and hold it like this, it's not going to do any damage to my own hand.
But it's moving.
It's not a lockable blade. So
what about screwdrivers?
Hey, Warren, good to see you.
It's okay. Reasonable reason. If you're an electrician, you've got your tool with you, that's fine. If you are old granny on her way to pick up her pension check and you're carrying a claw hammer and a screwdriver, suspicion that you might be classifying that as a weapon or something.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we're talking about fortifying your home, right?
Yeah.
Look around you. You're surrounded by stuff you could use in a situation. The key is being able to do it, because you're either going to fight, flight, or freeze, right?
Yeah.
And you don't want to be the one that freezes, and you don't want to be the one that's flight, especially if there's kids in the house or other people in the house and stuff like that. So you've got to be ready to fight. So you've got to be able to turn that on instinctually. And it's a hard thing to say, read a book and not think you're going to do it. And if you're never put in that situation, you don't know how your body's going to react. The closest you'll get, which I'll recommend to anyone, is take up a good quality martial art or combat sport.
Yeah.
Because that first time you're facing up against somebody, whether you're stepping into the ring, whether you're stepping into the octagon like I did, you'll get that adrenaline and you'll feel that feeling, and then you'll know what it feels like, that fight or flight feeling, that adrenaline rush just beforehand.
Okay, I just caught Vanessa's Kitty's comment. Buy decent pencils.
Decent pencils.
Yeah, not the little skinny normal ones. Get the biggest, fattest one they'll fit in the adjustable pencil sharpener. That's about 12 inches long.
Yeah, or just carry an expensive pen, not a plastic one. You know, the metal Cross or Parker. Yeah, you know, you're good there.
But
with the handicap hand grip on it, because you know your fingers swell up and you need to hold on to it better.
Okay,
honestly,
John Wick. Yeah, John Wick. I saw him kill 3 men in the bar with a friggin' pencil. A friggin' pencil. But you said look around. I look around here. Oh, I got two bows and a bunch of arrows over there. I got my pew-pews down here next to my feet. But yeah.
Or what Riddick did on Crematoria. And he said to God, I will kill you with a teacup.
Yeah, I like the death by teacup. Never thought of that before. But probably one of the better self-defense martial arts, because they don't look at it as an offensive, deadly martial art. You start with judo, jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Yeah. So those are defensive martial arts.
Yeah, I mean, even if you've not got the discipline to sit there and become a black belt in anything, just take up the challenge and do it, and put yourself in that situation where you're going to feel their emotions. That's what I'm saying about it. I'm not saying you know, if you can do the training, by all means do it. But if you're not going to stick at it, you know you're not going to, still stick yourself in that situation, because it's in a controlled environment and you'll know what it feels like under attack, essentially. Lots of places in the UK, I don't know if you have it in the States or you have something similar. Lots of places in the UK have this white collar boxing or white collar MMA. That's what I did. And it's basically, they offer you 6 weeks of free training, and then you have a fight at the end of it with all your family there and crowd. And the whole point of it is so you sell tickets to come and watch you fight, and you raise money for charity at the same time. So it's a really good thing to get involved with. You raise some good money for charity. It's worth doing.
Yeah. Warren there made, continue on with the Filipino martial arts, Arnes. Yeah, all the different ones there. Yeah, there are a whole bunch of different ones out there.
Yeah, I practiced Eskrima for a while.
Yeah.
It was fun.
What's the one that Bob recommends where it's with the sticks?
It's the Filipino. Basically, it's similar to. I'm just drawing a blank here, but it's
Arnis, Kali, Eskrima. It's the same style, different name.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot. I don't know if you guys ever saw it over there in across the pond. There was Forged in Fire was a TV show. And the guy that did the testing at the end, I just losing his name for a second. He actually has some real Facebook page and then puts up reels and stuff, and he's teaching the sticks, the knives, and everything else there on it. And the guy is actually pretty gnarly with what he can do. And he gets it. And the one video is so funny. He's sitting there with I think it's his brother and his dad. And one hits the other one, and all of a sudden they're like this, trying to watch TV, smacking each other with sticks and stuff, and blocking each other, and they're just going faster and faster and faster. It's like, holy crap! But if doing something, learning something, Aikido, the last one on there, yes, Shelly, Aikido is another one of those ones that is looked at as a defensive martial art, not an offensive one.
Yeah, but you're not going to learn that overnight. So
no, it becomes a way of life for exercise and staying fit and staying limber.
Yeah, like I said, if you find something like I did, the 6-week challenge, you got 6 weeks of free training, you raise some good money for charity, and you put yourself in that situation where it's fight or flight. And that's what I'm talking about more than anything, because many people will sit there and go, oh, yeah, if somebody comes in, I'm going to do this and do that and do this and do that. And the day it happens, and the guy that's coming in is, 6'5" brick shithouse like this, just barely fitting through your doorway, what are you actually going to do? Are you going to soil yourself and cry, or are you going to do something? You don't know until you're in that moment.
I'm looking for something here real quick here. I put it in the other office. My academy motto was, in a crisis, under stress, you will revert to the way you were trained. And my firearm training began as an 8-year-old with my dad teaching me to quick draw single action revolvers.
Yeah, I tend to agree. If you're trained like religiously, like constantly and stuff like that, and it's drilled into you, it should be second instinct by all means. But again, you don't know what you're going to feel until you're in the situation. That's the difference. You could be the best martial artist in the world, and if you freeze and your brain just has a fart out the side while you're thinking, then it's moments.
Interesting on that is, with my younger brother and my 2 cousins and our neighbor across the street, as teenagers, we never froze because we were always hitting each other. We'd be sitting there, and next thing you know, someone just nails you in the arm as hard as they can. And you get a little knot on your arm, starts bulging, going thump, 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 and we're all laughing at you. Yeah. And so in a situation where you're used to something happen and reacting, not reacting, responding, not reacting, responding, it's a little bit different. You'll be a little bit better. And that's what I agree with you on saying, going to get training and learning.
Hey, Bob.
Getting into the arena there or on the mat, taking a hit, finding out what it likes to get hurt in a controlled situation. You're not going to fear it as much as if you've never been in a fight at all.
Yep.
All right. Yep. All right, Bob, show us your sticks.
Arnis? Oh.
The video of your granddaughters or whatever doing that stick fighting thing in the Philippines.
Yeah, I could post that up here. I'll give me a minute. But we sent them Arnis. The word means sticks. There's Arnis, Eskrima, and Kali. Arnis is sticks. Eskrima is stick and knife and striking, and then Kali is the blade. That's the knife. So those are Filipino martial arts. But give me a minute. I'll pull up that video for you.
But Bob has also shown on previous videos has practice sticks he practices with his wife.
Yeah,
those are different sticks. Those are the. Oh, I thought you were talking about the sticks he soaks in wax to make a fire. Sorry,
no.
Those too.
I'm talking about the sticks his wife teaches him how to do with.
Mm-hmm. Just a minute.
Yeah. Shell Stacy is right. Muscle memory if you keep at it.
Yeah, you got to practice. You've got to practice. Okay, I'll present that video for you guys. These are my 2 nieces right here. They're hang on here.
I guess my muscle memory with a chef knife will mean anybody who comes into my house, by the time the cops show up, they're gonna be like, why are there bowls of stew meat, hanging chops, and short ribs?
Yeah. Why are there butchered? Yeah. Why not?
Hey, I'm a chef. I'm a chef.
Yeah, sorry. I made it easy for you to identify the parts.
Okay, I'm presenting their Shadow.
Yeah.
Here we go. That's Filipino martial art right there. They've got to be padded up because believe me, those sticks will beat you down to the ground, man. But their style is all on the aggression, all on the attack. If you're not striking, you're not winning. I don't know. You can kind of hear the wow, hear how hard they're hitting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's a
Right.
good martial art to learn. It really
Who wants,
is.
who wants to try it with me at the next prepper meet? I'm game. Let's go.
Nope. Not happening.
All right. That's a good martial art to learn, especially if you're over the age of 40 or so, because it's not like some of the others where you get thrown on a mat. You know, well, when you get over 40, you can break. You know what I mean?
And you're over a certain age, you've got an excuse to carry a cane or a stick of that size with you at all times, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. But you can also use the anything you get in your hands, a coffee cup in the same style that they're using right there, a pair of scissors, anything in your hand, you know.
Yeah.
The mace keys.
That's true. That's right. Mm-hmm. The same way. Use it the same way. Yeah.
All right, I got something else to go to share on this. This I've been watching this girl's reels that pop up on Facebook. She's 9 years old now. Her last wrestling match was with a 14-year-old boy, and she slammed him bad in the thing and won in just a few seconds. But she said all these. She's just got her orange belt in judo, and she wrestles, and very impressive, way she takes out boys down that are bigger and older than her because she practices all the time.
Yeah.
If I had a granddaughter, I'd be showing. I've showed my grandson and say, hey, you guys need to do this. And at first, Danny goes, does she live around here? She'd be a nice girlfriend.
It's all muscle memory. You don't think about it.
Yeah.
You just do it,
Yeah.
Yep.
And like I said before, if you're active doing that, whatever martial art, or whatever, you're doing, you're increasing your flexibility. You're increasing your heart rate all the time. Your body's better off.
Yep.
Let's see there.
So at the moment, I was watching some videos of what's happening over in the States at the moment. And we've got protests and stuff happening in this country at the moment as well, or coming up soon and stuff like that. And speaking of the riot stuff, I started looking into the actual riot gear because I thought at some point, if I want to do the whole press media thing and actually go out and capture footage, I want to be fully protected. It's surprising. I don't know if you have the same in your countries, but over here we have onestopcopshop.co.uk. And it basically sells off and auctions off all the old police gear, but that's just been used hardly at all. Some of it's grade A, and you're getting riot helmets, like proper police quality riot helmets, fitted to your size with the neck protection at the back, like a leather coif at the back, the sheet, the visor at the front, for £30.
That's a good
price.
price.
Warren posted a link there for a Facebook group here. Hang on a second, share screen. I think this is for us older people and others. American Cane Self-Defense. So nice. It fits right in there with the Arness and some of the other stick fighting things. That was that link he put in there. I'm going to share it again so it hits over to my page too. On it here. Where did he put it that again? There it is. Copy link and post it here. I'll put it in there a second time. Is it going to go? It did. It went longer than his did. I'm not sure. It's
my wife. My wife was my Shion or my sensei, because she's a black belt, and she incorporated with my training and our kids some Aikido. Aikido is like grabbing someone's wrist, grab their hand. And that's a Japanese style. She incorporated that in with the stick and knife.
That's a control martial art, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, my daughter at the time was probably 9 years old, a little kid, maybe 40 pounds, little tiny Filipina, and I'm at the time about 240 pounds, a big, strong man. And I tell you what, there is something to that Aikido, because she grabbed my wrist, she twisted my wrist, and then she spun her feet around. Dude, she threw me like I was nothing, like I was made out of paper. She did it with just one move with her hand and one spin with her feet, and I went right down. I mean, I'm 3 times her size and strength. It's leverage.
That's the martial art that Steven Seagal practices, is Aikido.
Yeah, you use your opponent's momentum.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. If someone's coming at you, you use that against them. Step out of their way, twist their wrist, and they land on their head. Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing with the jiu-jitsu I practice. It's the same thing. You use your opponent's momentum, basically. So.
Yep.
Yeah. So for protecting yourself in your house, all of these are great, viable options. But always check with your local, find out what you can legally do.
Mm-hmm.
And
absolutely.
And remember, if after the cops show up, just in a panic. You're in a panic still. You want to still be in a panic. If they're breaking into your house, you call 911. They're breaking in. I don't know what to do. Oh no! You're in a panic. Do not be the calm. They came in. I knew exactly what I was doing, and I flipped that one. I didn't mean to flip them on the table there, but no, you're being a panic.
But also to add with that, Gil, you've heard me say online, I'm going to run away. I'm going to go out the back door of the house. I'm going to leave. I say that online because all the stuff you're saying right now can and will be used against you in a court of law. Yeah. So if you're that Bubba moron, I'll just shoot him. I'll kill him.
Oh,
you're an idiot. You're an idiot, because they'll show that in court. And so he was already ready to kill anyone who came through the front door. That just shows intent of murder. Yeah. You're going away. You'll set yourself up. Be careful what you say online. Really, really careful.
I have 2 more points when it comes to this topic. The third one is the go bag essentials. What do you need if you have to leave in 5 minutes if there is riots outside your home?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Closing in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All depends on your plan. So the first thing I'll say to anyone watching is don't plan a go bag based on my go bag, based on Bob's, based on Mark's, based on Gil's, based on Shadow's, because everyone's circumstance is different. Bob might be going 3 doors down. I might be going 300 miles down. We're not going to have the same bag.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
it's all get your plan together first, then gather the stuff you need to execute the plan.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree, Mike. And have it packed and ready to go now. Don't wait. When you're in that moment of panic, you're going to forget something and run out of the house, half empty-handed. Get it all unitized and ready to go right now. Yeah.
I definitely agree.
The best ways to do that is get some of those. Right now they're on sale because January is storage month at Home Depot, Lowe's, Costco, Sam's Club. You can get those 27-gallon totes for $6.99 at most of the stores.
Which ones? Those black ones with the yellow lids?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, they're terrible. If you put more than like 50 pounds in there and stack one on top of the other, the lids will collapse on the bottom one.
Yeah. Well,
they're great for blankets, maybe stack 2-3 high as long as it's not heavy. Other than that, they're junk.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, you get stuff you want, as your go bag, you can fit a little bit more into one of these and you can just throw it in the car. and you just keep them on some shelves. You take it off in the garage, take it off the shelf. You in the car, and you have that's a good sized go bag, and you're gone if you need to get gone if you're going a long distance.
That's a given, but depending on in the spirit of prepping for every scenario, I would definitely have a bag ready in case you have to leave on foot.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about EMPs and the extreme things, although that could be the case.
You're talking about roads being blocked.
Like, the wildfires that you guys had over there, and people couldn't get anywhere on the roads or anything. You just need to get out. So a grab bag is essential. If you've got so what I've got is I've got a grab bag for each one of me and the missus and stuff like that, which I've shown on videos before. And I've also got these crates that collapse in on themselves. Got them from Costco. So they fold flat and they collapse out, and they're quite rigid when they collapse out. They're strategically placed, one in the kitchen and one in the prep cupboard. And what happens if we can get out in the car, they get uncollapsed, as much shit thrown in as possible, thrown in the car, and off we go. But the bags will always come with us as well.
Yeah. My wife and I are heavily involved in Boy Scouts. And so I used to take the Boy Scouts on hikes, and I still have my pack, which is usually weighs about 75 pounds. And every year I go through it, change out, and you see if there's anything to change out, check the down in the pockets where I got batteries in Ziploc bags, and go through everything, check it, make sure it's good to go. So I can put that on, and I can go for a 50-miler because I got freeze-dried food in there, and one of the little jet boil type cooks water heater stoves, and I can just I can go. But right now I got grandkids would take with me.
Can I ask you though, because you referred to that as something that you've had for quite a while, and the weight, and you do like assess it every so often, when's the last time you put it on and went 50 miles?
Last time I did 50 miles was 2017, but I've done 10-mile hikes since then with it.
That's good. As long as you're hiking with it, the amount of people I know that have packed a bag and they know they could. I used to run around with 25-pound webbing and 50-pound Bergen, when I was 18-year-old, 19-year-old. 41 now. It's not the same. It's you've got to test it. Yeah.
Which also means you also need to make sure if you're going to be bugging out, make sure you have the proper footwear.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Yeah. And secure
good
signal
shoes and a good bed. If you're not in one, you're in the other.
Going to be locked in a FEMA zone. National Guard deployed at every major geographic obstacle.
Yeah. I am nowhere near to be as good as Jake McNeese. Yeah. The World War II American special operative that when he went to Germany, his entire group of 13 shaved their heads in mohawks, put on war paint because he was a Native American blood in him, and they went and did Indian War or Native American War on the Germans in World War II, and he did a ruck, a 150-mile ruck, and didn't change his socks. Didn't do all this stuff. He goes, I can do this, and he did it. I'm sorry, I'm not that good. I'm sorry, I'm not that good.
Fair play for trying it. I've got the West Highland Way as a challenge this year. I can't remember the miles off the top of my head. It's a famous walk up the side of the west of Scotland, but I'm going to be doing that in literally just what I would bug out with, so just the backpack and the thing. Raise money for charity, but also again, it's a way to test stuff. Bob, are you going to show us something there?
Yeah, this is my kit already set up for me and my wife. She has one, I have one, but I had some custom sewing done on this. And I started off with a basic H harness like this one here. Started off with that, but this is my loadout for riots, for fire, for flood, whatever. I had some custom sewing done, an additional strap on the front, and some buckles in the back. But this kit is for walkie-talkies. This bag, it's a small knapsack in the back that's Brittany sewed on some of these buckles onto an H harness. so it can quickly disconnect, but it's all unitized. If we need to, I can take this backpack off. It's got dried fruit and dried beef jerky and things like that, and a few things to be able to eat. It's all in one unit. And here we go. I'll show you the loadout for mine. But this is a camouflage blanket made out of netting so that we can throw that over our bodies if we need to get out of the car and hide somewhere. Do it quick, you know.
Excellent.
And then on the rest of it, it's a bayonet for an Armalite rifle, a holster for my 45, some additional speed loaders because I carry a revolver. That then around the belt is I got a water bottle on here, and that's one of the most important things is water. Carry water with you. You got to have that. But let's see.
Yeah, water is something you definitely need. You will not last long without water.
Yeah.
This bag around my waist is a blowout kit. It's got some surgical tubing and gauze squares to stop bleeding. And then an extra 5 rounds of buckshot for my shotgun. In case we grab a shotgun, we've got extra. In case we grab an Armalite, we've got extra. 1 magazine for an Armalite rifle right here. 1 right there. And an additional bag for cell phone. Throw a cell phone into the additional bag here, but it's all unitized. It's all in one. Just grab it and either wear it out of the house or throw it in the car, either one, you know, and get out. That's our plan, is just to get the hell out of Dodge, you know.
What's the weight on that, Bob? What's the weight on it?
I'm not sure how much it weighs, but I haven't weighed it, but it ain't light, but it's everything on there to be able to escape and evade and feed ourselves and fight off any attackers.
I mean, you know, I assume because of the type of harness it is, even if it's the same weight as like a rucksack full of your stuff, it's going to be distributed more evenly, so you'll be able to move a lot better with it.
Yeah.
It would be a good thing for anyone watching to find someone who's got some heavy duty sewing machine to modify this stuff for you before you need it, you know. So it's like this is the knapsack full of food right there. It's sewn right onto the H harness.
I mean, you've shown it on the internet now, Bob. I'm sure Temu will be selling it next week.
Oh yeah. You just need to find if you have like a motorcycle shop nearby, like a Harley shop or an Indian shop, they generally know people who do custom leather work for saddlebags and stuff. They can sew that stuff.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on some custom leather work. It's not the quickest of things. So
yes. One of the things I got water wise, and you see me drinking from it all the time. This is a 1/2 gallon stainless steel flask with a cover on it, but it also has the clips here, and I got sitting in the shelves by the back door there, the harness for it. I got 3 of these here. 1 here in this room, 1 in the living room next to my computer where I do my book writing, and 1 in the wife's office with hers of 1 of these. She has a gallon one of these with the harness on it in her car, and then we have the 20-ounce ones as well that we carry around when we're outside working and stuff.
I've got a metal canteen on my webbing as standard, so it's also because then it's the dual purpose of that. You can get the plastic canteens way a bit less. The dual purpose of the metal one is you can boil water in it if you need to. But I've got the Grail now, and I love that. Honestly, it's overpriced. It's like £100 for a water bottle, but the fact that I can fill it up from a puddle, press it down, and drink straight away, it's brilliant. Superb.
Yeah, this also has this hook on it here that you can put either a strap through there to your belt, or you can put a carabiner on here and put it on a carabiner too.
Hey, Vishen, good to see you, brother.
Elusive has got the Grail bottle, but with the titanium bottle, so you can boil with it. It all fits together. Is that is that titanium that goes around the bottle, so you can remove the bottle as a normal Grail bottle? Is it like an accessory, or is
what I have here is unzip? I can unzip this and slide the get it around that thing. I can slide this off, and now it's a double walled stainless steel the powder coating on the outside, but the inside is don't want to spill water, but I just got the straw on it here, but it's stainless steel. But yeah, this one is not designed to be put on a fire. I do have another one in my my scouting backpack that is a single wall that you can put on a fire to heat it up.
Hey, PD Survival, good to see you. I love my titanium Grail, says Vision Preparedness.
Yeah.
Hey, Dix, good to see you.
We incorporated walkie-talkies in with our equipment in case the cell phone towers are down.
Yeah.
In 2020, we lived through riots right here. In 2020, the first thing the radicals did was cut power. That's the first thing they did. Power's off right now. And the whole area was down. But yeah, it doesn't take much to take out a cell phone tower. It really doesn't.
Look at Berlin. Look at what's just happened in Berlin. Through one fire, through one arson attack, 50,000 homes without electricity, power, heating, and stuff like that through one sabotage attack. And not one of us here can say that we live in a country that hasn't got potential saboteurs living in it as well.
It's going to take them weeks to get it back up. They're like, oh, we'll have it up in a few days. No, you won't, because they don't have those transformers. They're having to modify smaller ones and line them up to get it to run right and not blow things up.
Yeah,
I'm going for a short bathroom break. I'll be back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep this running.
Everyone's mentioned that titanium grill, so I've just looked at it. It's beyond my budget for a water bottle at £207, but it's nice. It is nice.
Yeah, it took in our area. The way I found out how they took down power in my area was from the neighbors. One of my neighbors saw that they used chainsaws on the wooden power poles. And they used chainsaws, and they started cutting down the wooden power poles. That never made the national news, but that's how they do it. They use a chainsaw, and now they shut the grid down. It took like 3 or 4 days and nights before the power was back on.
And understandably, then I wouldn't let the news. I wouldn't want to be the news putting that on there either, saying, "Oh, somebody did this and destroyed whatever, and now 1 million houses are out of power." And they used a particular tool. I'm not saying things are specific. You don't want to do that, because then you got copycats everywhere going, oh, I never thought of that. Let me go buy one and go do the same thing. So, you shouldn't put it on the news.
Do you not find it surprising that they've told us so much about how the Berlin ones happened then?
No, that's you see, that's Europe. They like to tell everybody how it happened so that everybody else can do it too. But
Are you trying to say we're stupid?
Not you. The media does it on purpose. You know that.
Yeah, they're part of it.
One of the things I do have, I have loose here at the house, and I have one in my pack. My wife has one in her pack. There's one of these things here. So this is your way to boil water really quick with limited amount of
like the jet boil.
Yeah. This is a third the price of a jet boil. It's a little bit bigger, and this one actually has the Pezzo lighter on the on it, so I don't have to have matches.
Awesome.
Interestingly, as well, if anybody's interested in them, Scottish Prepper 73. So if you just search that in YouTube, has just done a video directly comparing that one with the jet boil branded one with the equivalent, like Gil's holding up there.
Yeah.
And the question at the end of it was, wait an extra 40 seconds or pay an extra 60, 70 pounds. That's what you want to do.
Hey, Tim Riley, good to see you.
But yeah, go and check the video out.
The
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, when I took over the scout troop back in 2004 as scoutmaster, they had several of the jet boils that did not have the Pezzo lighter on them. You had to have matches or a one of those long lighters for lighting a barbecue. Saw these. These were a little bit bigger, a lot cheaper, and had the Pezzo lighter on it. And it's like, okay, so we can give one to a group of 2 boys, because we had 2-man tents for the scouts, and they could split the gear that they need to share together, but they could heat up their water for their freeze-dried Mountain House meals. One of those would use less fuel than 2 of the smaller jet boils to heat the same amount of water. So that's why we went with something like that. So if you're bugging out with spouse, kids, grandkids, whatever else, something like that is going to actually save you on your fuel, because it heats the water. Yeah, it takes about 10, 15 seconds longer than the smaller one, but you heat more water in just a few seconds more. And Prepper 101's in the house here.
Yeah,
Yep.
I would highly recommend anyone watching throw some of these. These are aqua tabs or water purification tablets.
Yes.
Have some of those in with your gear. You're gonna need it if you've got to get up and run, which is our plan. I mean, we're too old to stand and fight. We're gonna get out if we can, but throw some of these in with your gear. So that
anyone in the UK who's interested, any army surplus store or prepper store has the military version of them. They come in strips of 8 or 10, and I think it's 1 per 1.5 liters. They're pennies. What Bob say? I mean, you could, if you've got the best filter in the world, that's wonderful. That breaks. You always want redundancies, right? Get them. They're so cheap, it's not worth not having. I've got a bag full of what Bob just held up.
Exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is the filter. This is the UV Sterapin. So you can put this in the I can put it, stick down in my thing there, turn it on for a minute, kills all the bacteria in the water. This filters stuff out.
Boil it. Number 1, above all of these, boil it.
Boil it.
Boil it.
And if you're on the run, you don't have time to stop and boil it. I can take that sterile pin, I can fill my thing up. As I'm walking, I can stick the sterile pin in there, turn it on, and keep on walking for a minute, take it out, and it's killed the bacteria.
Yeah, and it's another thing you need to test and look at reviews on as well, because there's so many Chinese copies of these, like life straws and stuff like that. I did a video where I cut open their equivalent of a life straw, and I cut open an actual life straw, and so it's got these fibers inside that twist, and that's what captures a lot of the stuff. There was about 70% less fibers in the Temu version, so the water could just fall through a lot of it, than there was in the expensive proper version. So just bear that in mind. Saving yourself £5, £10, £20 today cost you your life down the road. It's not worth it.
Hey, Shannon, good to see you again, man.
Yeah, these aqua tabs. I've got a stainless steel canteens for both the wife and I, and we just take one of those tablets. There's lots of running water around here, lots of streams. It's much like the UK and Scotland. It rains a lot, and just throw one of those tabs in there, fill it up, put the lid back on, snap it back on our belt, and keep walking, and it'll just shake it up inside there and sanitize it. You don't want to get water sick. You don't.
Anyone that's not had them before and you're buying them as part of your preps, please make up some water in peace times, some nice,
Yep.
clean, fresh water. Put
Yep.
one in, let it do its thing, taste it. It does have a taste to it,
Uh-huh.
but you need to know what that is now, so you know what to expect when you're using it. All right, so just it does have a taste to it. You'll be warned. It's not the nicest thing in the world. Throw some extra powdered orange in there. Wonderful. It would make all the difference. A bit of screech, but just make sure you do it. You test it now, because you don't want to be in an emergency situation and you think, oh, this is going to be my clean water because tablets in. Oh, it tastes funny. I'm not drinking that. So you pour 2 liters of good water away because you didn't know what to expect.
Yeah, I posted a video about that on my channel, taste testing. You know, and,
I remember those.
Mhm.
You did it from 2 different brands, I believe.
Yeah, it was I can't remember the whole content, but I showed that drop half a tablet in a tumbler, a regular glass full of water, mix it up, let it stand for a few minutes, and you can taste. You're right, Mike. You tasted just a touch of chlorine. I'd rather have that taste than get water sick, because you're going to be crapping your guts out for days.
Iodine tablets, we use those in Boy Scouts on high adventure trips. We're in the middle of nowhere. We carry a couple jugs with us. We just go fill it up in the lake, strain it out with our neckerchief to get the sediment out of it.
Yep.
And throw an iodine tablet in there, put the cap on, and just let it sit there for the rest of the day. And by the time we got to our destination, our water was drinkable.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to be a really fancy prepper, I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but you can get tablets alongside them that negate that taste. So so you got you put 2 types of tablet in, this other tablet gets rid of the taste. I'll have to try and get it. I remember what it was. It was Roger from Rogue Combat that did a demonstration at one of the prepper meets that showed me these. So you've got your normal tablets and you've got these other ones, and you basically put 2 in and it negates that taste. So it sterilizes it, but also takes away the taste.
Aren't you a fancy pants?
Now, if you're going to do if you want to do it yourself, you can buy for fish tanks the
it's
the
HCl, hydroxychloroquine. Yeah,
the chloramine, not the chlorine, but the chloramine one, which they've switched to for a lot of the commercial water treatment plants. And you can also get a jar of dechlor, which will take care of both. And you just put a couple drops of the dechlor in there, shake it up, and give it 15 minutes, and it removes the chlorine out of it and the dechlor out of it. And everything.
So to be clear, it doesn't remove the chlorine; it alters its molecular state to something else. So there's still chemicals in your water, but it's not bacteria. So there's
it's not in a dangerous chemical state.
Yeah, Mike, if you can post up any information about that, that's good information for the public out there to know. That if you can't tolerate the chlorine flavor, it's good.
I'm trying to remember. I'll try and find it now, but I was trying to remember the name and I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but it is something. I mean, for me, I just throw in the powdered drinks that come in the military rations.
Sure.
So I mean, that gets rid of that would get rid of the flavor of flavor. So that would overpower everything. So
tagging on something Mike said about the life straws and stuff, and the generic knockoff ones. Willett, just in time prepping, had gotten one to do a review on, and he read all up on stuff, but it was the generic version. It wasn't the real life straw. And he said that when after he did his little thing, there were about 4 of us that would contact him and say, "Hey, try actually using it. That may be one of the fake ones that you can't suck through." And sure enough, he put the water. He tried to suck through it. He couldn't get a drop through it. It was just whatever was in there was solid, basically, and no water went through it.
Too late if you need it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a life straw. You'll end your life trying to use the straw. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a sucker when it comes to brands and stuff like that. I'm not dripping in Dolce & Gabbana or anything like that. But when it comes to your survival, and Life Straw send these to third world countries as part of like what they do as charities. They send these off to third world countries for people to actually use. This isn't like someone that's just made it and that's a good idea, that should work, it filters my tap water, it'll be okay. These are proven, tested things. Don't get the reproductions.
Yeah,
but don't worry. There's a money back guarantee on it. If it doesn't work, after the crap hits the fan, there's nobody left. Where are you going to go to get your money back, and who's going to even want money then?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so Lifestraw and Sawyer are two really good ones. I can't pronounce. I always mispronounce the other one. It's K-A something, K-A-10 or whatever. It's another good. Yeah, that's another really good one. Those three are probably your three best. I like about the K one. They have a whole different variety. They have ones that you can actually sit there and pump and fill up your water bottles really quick with. Besides the straw, besides the one where you fill up the bottle and it has the straw that goes in it as well. And so, yeah. So yeah, those there are several good variants on those out there for you to use.
Yeah, Ketadine make also the micropure water purification tablets.
Yeah,
I tried that one, and that is not a bad taste actually. It's perfectly drinkable.
All right, so we hit bugging out. What's the next one? We did the go bag.
That's communication plans, how to reach loved ones when networks are jammed. Well, that can happen.
That happened to 9/11. I know that for a fact.
Yeah. Interesting thing here in the U.S. Interesting thing here in the U.S. If you still have a landline and you're trying to contact a family member outside the disaster area, contacting outside circuits will work where local circuits are jammed up. Interesting fact here. Midland?
Yeah, that's what is that, Mike? I forget. You
Mesh,
told us.
Mesh-tastic.
Right.
Mesh-tastic mesh network. So this uses the same frequencies as like your radios, your high frequency radios and stuff like that. But it's messaging and it's peer-to-peer. So instead, and you use any other device alongside it. You can also, there's one of these on my Amazon wish list, which is linked in all my bios. You don't have to go and buy it from me, but you can click the link and find it. Which looks like a BlackBerry. So it's got everything on it. You don't need your phone. But with this one, I use my phone, even with no cell network.
Hey, Brian, good to see you.
And it creates a messaging app that I can message anyone who's within the network. And the mesh network that we've got going as part of like in the UK at the moment is quite vast. It's quite decent. And what Brian's on about there is Starlink or mesh. We're also looking at, there's ways you could, some of our people in our network have Starlink. So we've got a mesh network that mine will reach the other side of the UK width-wise, but it might not reach.
Starlinks over there. You could probably reach me. Sweet.
But it wouldn't reach Scotland. But somebody in the Yorkshire side has Starlink, so I can get a message to him to then relay it to Scotland. So these are all based off no network being available, no cell towers being available, no power being available. Yeah, this is completely independent, and it's something that can be stuck into a Faraday bag and put away and set back up after the fact if you needed to. Loads to read, loads to study on that. We've done videos on it and stuff like that, but I've got 7 radios charging over on the shelf over the other side there, so I do have radios as well, but the mesh is the way to go because you're not sat there going, hello, is anybody there? Is anybody there? You're literally typing a message and leaving it and waiting for a response. So it only needs that millisecond of airtime.
Yeah. One of the things we have here in the U.S. is called rapid radios. I haven't tried it. I'm skeptical of it, but it claims it'll work when the cell systems are jammed. But it piggybacks on cell and internet and stuff, and been leery about them. Looking at it here, you get they're $200 a piece if you buy a 2-pack. If you buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them is $900. So you get it drops down in price there. But yeah, there are several different ones. There's global. There's Lifetime. There is that's POClink radios. There's a bunch of different ones on here that do different things. But if you want a definitely one that'll work for you around the world, get your ham radio license.
Or go get a sat phone. They're not cheap.
Or sat phone, yeah. And I know ATD puts out a sat phone that looks like a cell phone.
So what you're saying is exactly what blocks a lot of preppers that we found. Is like, oh, I don't want to go for my license. I'll just get a radio, wait for shit to hit the fan, then I can use it and nobody will care about a license, but I'll have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. Or a sat phone costs you like the price of a small car. So the
AT&T ones are like $150.
But oh well, fair enough. I mean, I've never tried them. Or I don't know how good they are, but I know the Starlinks work really well. Yeah. And like say, the Mesh-tastic is a messaging system. There's no learning curve. It's like picking up WhatsApp. So there's literally no you could set Granny up with a mesh unit in her loft, install the app on her phone, and you're done. If there's a firmware update, you might have to go down there once every so often and do the update, but you can set them and be done. She doesn't need any more things. And when it all hits the fan and if no one's messaging her and all of a sudden it goes ping and it's you saying, "Are you okay, Granny?" She replies. It's exactly the same. Yeah. So there's no learning curve with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Except you got to teach Granny to wait because she's going to respond, say, "I'm doing fine. How about you?" 10 seconds later, hello? Another 10 seconds. Are you there? Hello? My mother used to do that to me. Used to piss me off. I'm like, Mom, you know it's not instant, right? Come on.
Yeah.
2 days later, she forgot.
I thought of a, kind of a humorous thing. Like put sticky notes. Put sticky notes on raccoons and have them travel. and hey, Mark, are you doing okay over there?
I'll tell you what. I'll send you my measurements. You can make me a little coon H harness and put it on him and run back. I mean, we can bring supplies back and I can send some freeze dried apples out to you as long as my cousin doesn't eat it on the way.
Send some freeze dried food. I'll send some ammunition to you.
There you go. It's a trade.
Raccoon, the Raccoon Express. Not just joking.
Yeah.
You joke,
Express.
You joke, but pigeons were very valuable in World War One.
Oh yeah,
They were. They
had bi-directional homing pigeons that you could take out into the field as long as they knew where the first place was. You took them out somewhere else. They would fly back to the first place. And now that first place can move to a new location, send it out. It would go back to the other guy and vice versa. So it would go back to where it came from. So I couldn't send it to Mike and then both of us move because when Mike released the pigeon, it would go back to where I was a day ago and there'd be nobody there. So, but that's how they were. I did a lot of research into that back in the day because I had a what they call a roller. It was a pigeon. I rescued it. Smart bird. And never did anything with it because I talked to a bunch of people in the flying groups for pigeons. And they're like, yeah, he's yours. Or it was a she. She's yours. No matter where you go, that bird will just follow you. I'm like, okay. So we kept it for a while till a hawk got it. That kind of pissed me off. But anyway.
Oh, shit.
Didn't see it happen, but I heard it and then it was gone. And my girls were devastated.
Oh,
boy. The pigeons in World War I, the Germans were sending up falcons.
Of course they were. And then we sent up eagles, and then they sent up whatever. No, we.
Yeah.
As long as nobody's shot speckled, Jim. But anybody gets a Blackadder reference.
I will tell anyone listening that we lived through this situation right here in 2020 during the George Floyd riots. Don't underestimate these people. They are extremely well organized and they move as like a military group. They follow orders. And when they went out to cut power, the first bunch of them went out and cut power all over the Pacific Northwest region. Not all over, but many places. Following them was groups of thugs that went into they do their research. They went to the little towns that have a very tiny police force, and they went right in. And you know who stopped them? Was us. The armed citizens stopped them. And people barricaded their driveways with cars, etc. Housing developments, they put cars across and you could only drive in with permission, etc. But whatever you do, do not put up signs that will say, if we'll shoot and kill you.
Yeah. Also, don't waste your time putting up signs that I support whatever the cause is.
Yeah, don't put up anything like that says, we'll shoot to kill. Because if someone does die, you just showed intent. Yeah. And you may have the best intentions of protecting your family, but after the dust settles, they're going to come after you because you put up signs, I'll shoot intruders. Yeah. And you did shoot one. You're going to prison. You know.
I like the variant of that though. It shows intent that you're not going to kill them. It's trespassers will be prostituted.
Yeah. Now, I guess I'll have to take my sign off the door that says trespassers will be shot and survivors will be shot again.
Yeah. Don't do that. I mean, really, I went through family court with a divorce, and trust me, guys, the courts are living in a different planet than the rest of the world are.
Yeah. All right.
What if your sign said, "I will shoot to miss, but I'm not a great shot"?
They'll probably leave you alone because you're an idiot.
Due to the shortage of ammo, there will be no warning shot.
Or you put up a sign that says the mad scientist lives here.
Mm-hmm.
No, just put up a bunch of quarantine signs for some disease we had a few years back.
Oh yeah. We'll get the theme across on the
radiation leak or something.
Yep.
Tagging onto what Mike was saying about using the network to contact somebody. You need to have people outside the area with all the phone numbers, so that you can contact one person. Tell everybody I'm fine, or tell everybody I've bugged out. I'm heading over to Uncle Joe's, and that way the message gets out to everybody. You don't have to waste time trying to contact everybody. You just got to contact one person.
I've said
that's how we have it in my house.
Now I've said it a million times. Planning is free, right? This doesn't have to cost you a fortune. Planning is free.
Planning is free. Practice takes time.
Yeah, but just sitting down with family and them all knowing if this happens, you need to get to this location. If this location is compromised, we will be at this location. Just having that conversation, even if it's a case of here's an envelope. If it ever hits the fan, open and read. However you want to convey that message, planning is absolutely free. You don't want to be trying to set up a communications network after the fact,
Right, yeah.
So this is the thing. So this is why it's good to get something in place now and learn from other groups that are doing it as well.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
I'm reading Dig's comment there. Last comment.
That one?
Yes.
Guard goat.
The last part of it. The last part of it.
Trespassers will be violated. Yes, love it.
Animals will do that.
Yeah, this property protected by a horn, Mr. Ram. Yep. And you will be violated.
Guard donkeys are even worse. They will either kick the crap out of you or they will try to mount you.
Or both while they're kicking the crap out of you.
Small savage wife. I like that warning sign, Brian. That's a good warning sign.
Yeah, warning protected by a Filipino with a sharp knife.
Yeah. Please stay away. My wife's name is Karen.
Oh, shit. No one's going there. No one's going there.
And she lost her meds.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, my wife's name is Karen, and she's a leader of the homeowners association.
Yeah,
head of the PTA. Is that usually?
Yeah, there you go. Yep. No, but consistency is also important with this planning. It's like the kit that I just showed you guys. My wife and my kits are hanging up next to each other in the same location. We know exactly where they are, and I don't move it around. I leave it right there, you know.
Can I ask you, Bob, is the redundancy between the two? So if like,
Yes.
is the water filter in both? Is there fire started in
Yes.
both? Yeah.
They are both
Cool.
the same. Yeah, they are both
Excellent.
the same. Yeah.
Awesome.
No, it's just like, you know, you know, anyone who was in the military, you know that the guy next to you has got exactly the same kit that you do. You know,
Yeah.
that's where I based it on, so that you're not guessing, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I
the stuff
base
is
it on
at the same place in the
Same
gear.
place. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. But it's. I mean, we don't necessarily have the same place with the bug out bags because I've got a big and she's got like a small one sort of thing.
Yeah.
But it's dumpable. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like if one
Yeah.
person's injured and you can't carry two bags, you can dump a bag and one bag can sustain you.
Yeah.
Not
good
as
thinking.
comfortably, obviously, but that's what I mean with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's when my wife and I were doing the scout things, when I was the scoutmaster and she was the committee chair, but she'd go to all the scout camps too. Our bags were almost identical, except she had some more products in her bag than I had in mine.
Hair
Yeah.
gel, yeah.
Yeah, she female. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean-
I changed my avatar in case Alan shows up to the sofa survivalist. I
was
know
in
everything
earlier.
because
He
I've
was-
seen it on YouTube. I will survive everything because I saw it on YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he's actually camping out in the Highlands somewhere tonight. So, but I think he
Yeah.
popped in earlier on for a bit.
EA popped in for a minute.
What's
Yeah,
it,
he had a bad phone signal, so
the sofa survivalist? I fucking love that. God, that's
It's-
good.
It's
I'm
the
pretty
perfect.
sure I actually coined the term, but Alan and I and Mike and Scottish, we were all talking about it on one of the feeds, and I was just like, "Yeah, somebody should make a channel called the Sofa Survivalist just to badmouth people who don't do anything but pretend they do." And nobody did within the first week. I'm like, "Screw it, I'll do it." And now Alan's like, "I want royalties on that." I'm like, "I ain't getting royalties, but I'll comment on it." And I actually shared his video on my channel, which is the only video I have on that channel.
Yeah. What was it? Corsair Trainers was calling it the Couch Commando.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah.
I
Cheetos, yeah.
It's the avatar picture. It's the perfect. You guys must remember the Doomsday Prepper series, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
what always sticks in my mind is the guy that was about 600 pounds on a mobility scooter in his basement going, "Yeah, I've got about 10 years worth of stuff." I'm like, "You ain't got 10 years worth of life, son. You're not going to last 10 months the size of you."
You're a heart attack waiting to happen.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh
I'm
no!
ready for
He had
anything.
He had 2 years worth of food storage on him.
Yeah, I have no doubt.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. If you're a cannibal, that guy could have fed a whole town, you know?
But he is what the Hollywood movies are based around. When you see the group of survivors and never the survivalists, right? They just happen to all be at the same place at the same time and survived, and they find their way through this post-apocalyptic world. They always come across a prepper's house or lair or something. It's like, "Oh, look at all these supplies he had. Where is he? Nobody knows." Is the fat guy on the scooter down at the bottom of the mountain? That's where he is.
Yeah.
Couldn't make it back. His battery died before he get back to his
Yeah.
supply of Cheetos
Oh,
and
no.
Chef Boyardee. I put my link up for the Sofa Survivalist.
Yeah, there you go.
I have 3 subscribers.
go.
I'm pretty sure Mike's one of them.
I'm
No,
pretty sure
you
I'm
now
one
have
of
you
them.
now have seven subscribers.
Oh, shoot. Sweet.
Hang on.
You can all watch Alan's video there because I put it in my shared videos. I might do something soon. I haven't figured out what yet, but I'm sure it'll be something totally satirical,
Yeah.
just to make fun of myself, so to speak, as the Sofa Survivalist.
Yeah, I'm a sub. I'm a sub on that channel. Have been.
Actually, I think you were one of my first ones when I created
One of the
it.
first ones. I after I laughed and pissed my pants because I was laughing so hard, I subbed to it immediately.
Well, as Brian Scottish
You now
Pepper
have
says,
eight. You now have 8. You have both Gray Man and Camp Patton.
Sweet. So you'll get notifications when I put up some ridiculous video. I'll probably find some videos to share on there that really have no business being on YouTube. But yeah, ironically, there is another channel popped up called The Sofa Survivalist, or something really close. I'm like, really? You know, I had that first, right, buddy?
Yeah, and Scottish Prepper says, I'm not fat. I'm just a prepper with really good food storage on my ass.
Yep.
On your ass.
Fat people are harder to kidnap. Remember that.
That's true. Yeah.
Stay chunky, my friends.
Yeah.
Kaling says that channel get invaded. Lol.
Yeah.
I'm sharing it on the Discord and my channel at the moment, saying everyone needs to subscribe.
I was working
It's good to see you, man.
I was working second shift back when that whole survivalist show came on, so I tried to watch some reruns of that show. Man, they made us look like a bunch of idiots.
Oh yeah.
Oh, watch the UK one, Bob. It's no better. The biggest prepper in the UK, numbers wise, on there was on the UK version. That's why he's got the numbers he has. It couldn't survive in a 5-star hotel. Honestly, it just
with an open credit card and an open tab.
Yeah, he'd still find a way to die.
No, that's a shame, man.
Oh man.
That's why I really in public I keep preparedness to myself, because there's so many people out there who've seen that propaganda, and you're an idiot. You know, well, no, I'm not an idiot, but
Crap, I got 12. I got 12
that's the image
subs
we're
now.
fighting.
Wow.
That's the image we're fighting. So there was a company called Joe. So they're like a media / company, and they have a politics channel as well, Politics Joe, and they came out to one of the prepper meets, and they seemed quite reasonable when you're talking to them and stuff like that. And then they put the video out and the title of the video and stuff like that, and it was just it was definitely sensationalized. I'm trying to see if I can see it now, but they interviewed me on it. But the best thing to see is not the video, it's the comments in it, because this reaches people that are not preppers, and it's just interesting to see how ignorant they are of it. But yeah, they paint us in that same tinfoil hat light.
Mm-hmm.
Where's that gone?
Well, I was looking up here. There's Couch Commando, Couch Commandos, Couch Commando Gaming, Couch Commando, Couch Commando, Couch Commando. These are all different ones because I got different things on it.
They're probably all friends with Corsair, with Steve.
Yeah. Most of them have. One of them has no subscribers. Most of them have 1 or 2 subscribers.
I got 17 now.
Here's one Couch Commando has 29 subscribers, but all the rest are just like.
I've just posted you on my YouTube channel, Chef, and on my Discord. So I've told everyone. I've not said why or who it is. I've just said, everyone, please go and subscribe to this channel. So they might think it's me, but
no, they're gonna think it's Alan because he did the video, because I got his video posted there.
Yeah.
That's all right. He'll post it, and everybody else will be like, "Oh, it's Alan's channel. Let's subscribe. It's gonna be fun." Hey, look at that! I get free subs, thinking it's somebody else.
Well, I posted
you need to get Alan to make a couple more videos for you.
Exactly. No, I'll probably start putting up like small posts. Like I can't believe how well I'm gonna survive this week due to the riots going on, because I just watched a YouTube video showing me how to protect myself with whatever. And I'll keep it clean. Yeah. Protect myself by eating more food so nothing will penetrate my belly and I'll live. And removing lead from my fat is easier than removing it from a bodily organ. Something like that.
Yeah, still, I'm going to fall back on my plan is dress up like a Japanese geisha, piss all over myself and roll around out in front of rolling in a big puddle of my own urine, screaming, and they'll, any radicals will
they
go,
would call you Mad Bob.
That one has absolutely lost it at this point. Where don't even, or maybe you got to watch out. They might try to put you out of your misery. Who knows?
Or they might elect me as their president.
Yeah.
If you're not sure. If you've just tuned in and not sure what Bob's talking about, you can find his OnlyFans link by going to his description.
It's called @GeishaBob67. Okay, that's just made up, but you know what? There's probably one out there called that I just gave him about 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, you could be right.
That I've just posted the link up there for that Joth politics thing. They've got 733,000 subscribers, and they didn't even link my channel. The bastards!
Oh man,
shocking.
But kind of go back on topic. If we've been through it right here in the Seattle area, if it at all possible, number one, stay home, stay in communication with each other, your family. I'm talking about, and if you have to, get out of there.
Yeah.
Leave. Just, well, I'll lose all my, so what? You'll get more. So what if you lose your furniture, your food, whatever? You're going to get more. The most important thing is to stay healthy and stay alive. Get out of the area. Leave.
That's it. I'm staying here to protect my freeze dryer.
We have another big question for that as well. Let's say if you're home and you're expecting your missus are going to end her shift and going back home, and the riots, that is a riot going on, and that riot is on her way home, the same route she takes to get home. That is another.
That sort of happened to my wife. There was a huge accident as I was dropping stuff off to her at where she works. I left, and just after I turned onto the main road, I looked behind me and I see nothing but flashing lights everywhere. I was like, uh-oh, and they shut the road down as I passed.
Oh.
I had to text her and say, you need to leave out the back lot and go an extra 8 miles to get home because you never get out of the lot. And she was literally getting in her car, and she actually read my message, which is odd. She never looks at her phone. And she just said, okay. And then I watched her on, where's my iPhone, whatever. Oh, yeah, she went way around. By the time she got back, she still had to sit through traffic just to get up into our neighborhood. She came back. She's like, holy crap, what happened? I'm like, I don't know. Turns out it was one of their nurse friends from the hospital was leaving and pulled out in front of a truck who didn't have their lights on. Oh. And she was okay. Everybody was okay. But, man, it was a mess. But, yeah, if you know something's going on and you know the route your significant other, friend, whatever takes, send them a message, call them on a phone, say, dude, if you're on the road right now, get off. Yeah. Find a back road, even if it takes you an extra hour. Who cares? You're going to sit there for 4, 5, 6 hours because there was an incident on the highway. They shut it down.
Yeah, that's where the comms come in place. Definitely 100%. If you got a way of doing that.
Until our power was shut off, and then after power was restored, I would go online and I'd watch Washington State Department of Transportation traffic cams.
Yep, I do that.
And before, because I knew when my wife or son was going to be getting off work, I'd check their normal routes home. And if everything's free and clear, take your normal route. If it's jammed up, don't take that route. Go around. Yeah, DOT cams.
Take Pine Street over to Route 50 and make a left, even though it's the wrong. Make a left, and you can come back around on another highway and come home.
Right.
By the way, there's a gas station on the way. You may want to stop.
It's like when my wife went back on the day after on the 2nd, January 2nd, she went back to California. She was texting me where she was, with there certain spots we text each other at, and it was funny. She's texting, passing so-so, and all of a sudden it's potty stop in Elko. Cool. And I texted her back. I said, showing weather mostly sunny to Gold Run. Cool. Just leaving Fernley. And then potty stop and hip stretch at Gold Run. And And I'm home. Stopped at Sam's for milk and pizza. There's a bunch of other Texas in there too. So every time we're going, it's like, you know, there's there's Sacramento, Gold Run, Truckee, Fernley, Lovelock, Winnemucca, Battle Mountain, Wells. Well, we turn off at 80, we head north. Jackpot Casino, which is at the border of Nevada and Idaho. Twin Falls. Then there's I can't name the town right now. Burley. There's Burley, then American Falls, then Pocatello, then Blackfoot, and Blackfoot is 26 miles away. So
right on.
And then of course home. And so, you know, every time I pass something, it's you know, boom. And that way, if something happens to me or happens to her, all right, the last time I had communications with the Highway Patrol, this is where she was at this time. She did not make contact at this point. So somewhere between the place, she was in an accident. Or she can say, I was in an accident. That way we, you know, just normal, every time we do a long trip, it's always, you know, letting each other know where we're at.
Yep, we do the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's good. That's just good practice for avoiding a major situation like this.
Oh, we mentioned a moment ago in the chat about the taste of the aqua tabs.
Mm-hmm.
These are really handy, man. I got my wife a whole bunch of these. These are her favorite coffee mix, Coffee Co.
Yeah.
If you want to hide the flavor of the tablets, something like this. They're lightweight. They have a little bit of sugar in them, caffeine. So, you know, consider
That
something
if
like
you
this
go
for
in
when
for
you're
a while.
Huh? Yeah, something like that will work. Yeah.
Definitely.
I still got to figure out a place for that Swedish fermented fish in my preps. I've got to.
So what you need to do is you need to go to Harbor Freight, get one of those refillable for filling it up with liquids to spray for like brake cleaners and stuff like that. Run it through a food processor that you're going to throw out. Make sure you do the 6 miles from your house. Run it through there with some extra vinegar and water and that, so it's super fine. Put it in that, charge it up with air, and now you have your best defense pepper spray, but it's now fish spray, so it's not outlawed.
Like a super soaker, Swedish super soaker.
You just got to make sure it's strained out so those little bits of fish guts don't get stuck in the nozzles. Or like I did my refillable one. I drilled the nose out bigger on the can, so things wouldn't get stuck, and it works great. Not with.
I mean, there's some places you'd pay a lot of money to get sprayed with fish sauce, but I'm just throwing that out there.
Hey, just use the fertilizer fish emulsion. That stuff stinks to high heaven. The fish poo fish emulsion. Oh yeah, put that in there. Oh yeah, I guarantee you.
You talk about finding use for random preps.
Get some powdered sugar for my apple dumplings I just made. I'll be right back.
This is. I've still got to figure out what I'm doing with this. So I've got 2 Amazon wish lists now, and one is where anyone can add anything they want to it and send it to me, which is very dangerous, I know. But yeah,
that sounds delicious.
So
what is that?
It's the Toe of Satan challenge. It's a lollipop. With 9 million Scoville unit chili extract.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I have a source that it's 6.66 million Scoville.
You guys are going to discover my warped sense of humor right now. You catch someone breaking into your house, you have one of those, use it as a rectal thermometer.
Oh.
What are you doing? Hang on, I've just got to spit on Satan's toe first.
Here's a situation. They break into my house, and I render them unconscious, and they wake up in my basement, and I'm standing there in my Japanese geisha outfit, you know, and Oh, we call this the Satan's lollipop. Oh yeah, I'll bet you regret being born right about now.
You must put the lotion on the puppy.
Oh God.
I'm gonna have to eat it on a live because I want to raise money for
Oh.
that walk I'm doing this year. So maybe I'll do it as a charity donation thing.
Okay, so going with Bob's, my wife and I are doing these. There's different flavors. This is just a hydration pack. This one here has 4
Electrolyte.
flavors in it, and it has a little more. It
Yep.
has more sodium in it. You know, for if you're really exercising. So and this is this one here is a little bit more intense than these are. These are just nice, common. You know, they have some electrolytes and stuff, but this one here, oh man. Without sweating, you need the sodium, but it has a powerful taste to it. For these, you got grapefruit, strawberry, orange, and watermelon.
Good thing about that kind of stuff, Gil, is that it's lightweight, it's portable.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's the same, but we have this brand here as well, High Five, which is exactly the same. It says energy drink. Don't be confused. It's not like got taurine and bulges in it and stuff. It's, you know, it's all natural. It's basically isotonic, as it were. So same stuff.
Oh, and these are 0 sugar. It's it has electrolytes, 5 essential vitamins. It's non-GMO, no sugar, no gluten. Yeah. So and these have, let's see the pot. So one of these will do a 32 ounce, half gallon.
Yeah, we've got some of those in our walkout gear too, Gil. Just like that.
Cool. I like them. I like them small sachets. I'd like to find some of them.
They're handy. They're handy.
So it'll fill one of these. You know, it'll flavor one of these just nicely.
Yep. And
so on my like vest, my chest rig holder, like similar to Bob's, but not got the backpack integrated and stuff. But I always carry a couple of these, which are energy gels. Which, if no one's ever had them, we used to use them at football all the time. It's just a flavored gel. It's a concentrate of similar sort of isotonic drinks. If you have to get somewhere over distance, these are superb. Honestly, I use them on my cycle. I use them on my walk. They make a massive difference. And to be honest, the date's got 3 years on it, and I bought it about a year ago.
Good.
So they last a long time.
That's good.
Here's another energy booster. I have this in our walkout gear. They're glucose tablets. They're flavored. They're a large tablet. Put it in your mouth, chew it up. Especially, let's say, if you're tired and now you've got to stay awake while your family's sleeping, drop one of these in your mouth. It'll help to keep you awake. Glucose tablets. They're inexpensive. They're readily available. But
yeah, I've got some of them as well. Anyone in the UK, by the way, so the supermarkets do their own brand of them. And they're exactly the same, and they are dirt cheap. It's a prep not worth not having. I mean, I don't know how much they are over there, Bob, but the tubes over here you can get for like £1, £1.20.
Yeah, they're real cheap. We can get a whole box of like 20 of these for just a few dollars. You know. Yeah. It'll get you through a situation. That's something to just get through the situation until you can get to. Like our plan is, we've got several Filipino families in the area, and that's an advantage that we have is. Filipinos will never abandon another Filipino and their family. We've got a place to be able to march to, get there, and have relative safety. And this, if you're on the march, something like this will come in really handy.
Yep. Electrolytes and good socks.
And I'll say it again: if you can get out, leave. Yeah. Just get the hell out of there.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like the ideal situation. Having a community like that you can get to is superb. Teresa there said dextrose and Pro Plus. I'm not an advocate of Pro Plus. They gave me a worse hangover than any alcohol has ever given me. They're high concentrate caffeine pills. It doesn't feel like the same sort of energy. It's like a keep me awake but not alert kind of energy for me.
Okay.
Each to their own. But that's like doing, if you drank 3 Red Bulls then did that march, Bob, you're gonna crash hard at some point. That's what Pro Plus is like.
Oh,
I see.
Mm. Kind of reminds me of that cola that came out about 15 years ago.
Jolt Cola.
Jolt Cola.
I had
all the sugar and twice the caffeine.
That's right. Twice the sugar, twice the caffeine. I actually drank 2 cans of that on the way home, driving from Maine to New Jersey on a motorcycle in the rain.
Oh,
I'm like, I needed to stay awake because I was up late the night before, just trying to get my crap together, knowing it was going to rain. And I stopped at the little convenience store up in Moosehead Lake, Maine, middle of nowhere. They had it. I saw it, knew what it was, never seen it before. I'm like, hell with it. So I got one and I chugged that thing down, threw my helmet on and left. And I drank the other one somewhere in southern Massachusetts. I got home at like 8 o'clock at night. I couldn't go to sleep until like a day and a half later.
oh God.
Do you want the good news? It's back, apparently.
Yes,
it
it
is
is.
back. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been took over by a company called Redcon One. It says the 2025 version boasts 200 milligrams of caffeine, B vitamins, taurine, blah blah blah. Ownership and relaunched.
Good Lord.
Distribution early 2025. But yeah, Jolt Cola is what is now called Redcon One over there apparently. But I've never had either. But I'd definitely try some Jolt Cola for a laugh.
Oh, it's a laugh. It's a hoot. And it's just caffeine. It's not like Red Bull and all the other energy drinks, which have other things in it that'll cause more problems in your health than you'd like to talk about.
I mean, it's nothing to do with the advert of the blonde girl in a belly top with a Leonard Skinner shirt on holding the Jolt Cola that's selling it to me. And it's nothing to do with that. It's
Really?
Honestly.
In a crop top, a little blondie in a crop top. Oh, okay. I'll go check that out.
I think she's a Filipino in a crop top.
Holy shit, I'm going to go there right now.
Oh, no. Oh, there you go.
Look,
Dude, not for nothing. That looks like a dude.
That everybody likes a crop top, man. I like that shit. Oh, dude, gets my attention every time, you know.
Yeah, I mean, they've sold me on the advertising campaign. I mean, it sells it much better than this guy. He just
yeah,
that's true.
Oh, you can get Jolt nicotine strips. There you go.
Oh,
wow.
Boy.
I mean, yeah, okay, that's enough. I've finished.
They got great flavored.
One day.
They got great flavored Jolt. I might try that.
That's enough internet for one day.
Do you have any pre-existing heart conditions? Because I think you have to sign a waiver before you drink it.
Oh, geez, yeah. I'm going to avoid something like that. Thank you very much.
Yep, probably a good idea.
Yeah, so, like Mike was saying, that Aaron Singerman Redcon One got it, and is being done as a complete energy drink, potentially even higher caffeine content, ingredients like B1 and L something or other, and yeah, so they're making it a little more rounded, but giving you more caffeine.
I mean, I think people have grown immune to it this day and age with the energy drinks. I don't know what's in an average can of Monster, but I used to go through about 6 or 7 cans of that in a day.
Yeah,
and I'm sure the caffeine content. I'm just trying to see if that's here.
Yeah,
but that caffeine,
Monster, and have some other chemicals in there which are not good for you.
Yeah, guarana and local. Yeah, there's stuff in those. I mean, I could get deep in the weeds on that one because it was a friend of my daughter's died, but I'm not going to get into it because that'll bring up too much stuff that traces it back to me in terms of who I am. But no, she didn't know it. Apparently she had some kind of a heart complication from birth, but it never affected her, and drank two of those cans of one of them within 24 hours. And yeah, done.
Yeah. So the one I have is 150 milligrams of caffeine per can.
Yeah, I'll just stick to my coffee these days.
I mean, that's what I'm like now. It was a case of 2 jobs, 2 kids.
You're tired?
Just-
Have a cup of coffee. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to bring up, I know it's kind of off topic, but is kind of on topic. Be careful who you listen to or take advice from. Okay, give you an example. Went there for my normal coffee, and there's like 4 women in the coffee shop. There was a fella in there just before I arrived, and he's spouting off a bunch of BS. Like, he's saying that he was prior Army, and he said, "Oh, I got my recall notice to go back into the Army, and we're going to war, blah blah blah." And they brought that up to me because they know I'm prior military. Did you get notice to come back in the military, Bob? What the hell are you talking about? Yeah, they're starting a draft. They're putting people back in the military. What? And you know, I had to gather my thoughts and go and ask one of them, who was a rational, reasonable young lady, the one who does all the sewing for me. Is that okay? Have you known someone personally who's gotten a draft notice? And finally, after asking her the same question 3 or 4 times, she went, "Well, I know a guy and his friends said." I said, "What are you trying?" You know, there's a lot of people out there who will believe anything that they're being told. Don't just try to verify and filter your way through the BS. That just happened to me yesterday. Bob, they're going to call you back in the military. No, they're not.
Yeah. Every large prepping channel knows a guy. Knows a guy. It's
a guy. Yeah.
I have confirmed sources, like the news does. We have sources, but we can't tell you who they are. Hey, Mike, I have 21 subscribers now. Thank you.
On the way to the big time.
I'm dying. That's funny. Okay, that makes it so. Okay, if I get 30 subscribers, I'll put a video up. Now, the only thing I want to figure out is, and I'm kind of against it, I want to try to figure out, and I probably have to pay for it, how to use like AI to take the fat dude on a sofa and make him talk.
Right. Message Brian.
Brian knows how to do that.
Message Scottish Prepper 73. He's paid for every tool under the sun. He'll tell you how to do it in the best way and whether it's going to cost or not, and he'll show you how to do it. And he's not like a crazy web designer or anything like that. He learns it on the fly as well, so it's easy to.
Yeah, that's how I do it. I'm like, okay, if I knew how to work AI and I sort of understand it. But I can make the fat dude change his appearance a little bit, put some other things nearby, like a pile of beer cans and Cheetos and stuff like that. And
have you seen his talking fish that Brian has on his channel sometimes? That's all. He's done the same thing. Like,
all right, Brian, if you're listening, I'm gonna message you on the app. What's the app that I'm on? Discord. I'll try to message you on Discord and say, okay, Brian, I need some help here, info, something. Just tell me what they get, order, download, and I'll mess with it, dude. That I would actually spend more time on that than my Chef Tech or MadChick channel, putting funny shit out.
And you know what? It'll work as well if you do it like as if it's supposed to be a serious fat guy but satirical. It will definitely go.
Oh yeah,
Chef, when you get that all worked out, would you please do something to satisfy me for the rest of my life? Incorporate that Swedish fermented fish into one of your videos. Oh shit, man!
I got a million ideas floating through my head. I'm done.
There it is.
Server's about to crash.
Why did the grid go down in 2026? Mark discovered AI.
He got hooked on AI and. Holy shit, you wouldn't believe the videos he's putting out now.
What, are we done for bullet points, Shadow?
No, I had only 4.
So shall we take it?
My points was situational awareness, home hardening, the go bag essentials, communication plans. That was the only 4 I got.
Right. How about continuing on with, okay, the riots are going on. What happens afterwards when that starts happening in your city? Are you prepared for the fires?
Hopefully I've got all them looted flat screen TVs in my garage, safe and locked up, ready. Then I've just got to think about how much I'm going to sell them for on eBay afterwards. And
assuming the power grid comes back up, yeah.
Now, Bob will love this. Bob has talked about this before. So, if the riots get really, really, really bad and it's really spreading, and now the governor or the president decides to say, or in your case, the king says, martial law. Are you ready for that?
You don't want that. Yeah.
We don't want that. I agree
You don't want that.
with you about that, Bob.
Gonna rant with the mic muted. That always works, doesn't it? I was just saying, I'm ready to watch the sheeple of the UK. The sheeple, not the people. All stay in their houses, do as they're told, and clap their hands for the NHS like they did last time, which shocked me how many people did last time. And they're all going to do it exactly the same again. What does no longer surprises me in this country is our ability to do bugger all and just to sit back and think, it'll be all right. Somebody else will fix it. Because, it's all right having 3 million people march through London because they don't like something. But when the next day the government chooses to go, okay, that happened, we'll just ignore it and carry on the way we are, there's no further action. Not that I'm calling for action, but, just saying. As soon as they say martial law, people will just pep themselves and stay inside.
Yeah, and overall, my experience, I've been in martial law overseas, and overall, that's the best thing you can do. Stay inside your house as much as you can. But if you have to leave, always carry your identification with you at all times. And don't go out at night. Follow whatever instructions you get, follow them. Don't think you're going to be a sovereign citizen and, prove a point. You get your head kicked in. Because as soon as the army
best case scenario, head kicked in.
Yeah, because
don't be a hero.
Don't be a hero. Just follow your instructions. Do what you're told.
Don't listen to Bob. Fight back. Fight the power.
Fight the good fight. Yeah, I'll convince you to do that while I'm watching you bleed in the street, and I'm good. I'll go pick your bones.
You're comfortable to say this, Bob. You haven't got Keir Starmer. We have.
I haven't got what?
Keir Starmer, our Prime Minister.
Oh God.
When sitting back in the house means no free speech, no nothing, knocks at the doors for Twitter posts, and how the UK is getting right now. Talking about banning X, by the way, I don't know if you guys have seen that. So X is the next one that might go onto the UK firewall. So we will no longer have access to X anymore because our government doesn't like the fact that I can type in, here's a picture of Bob, put him in a bikini, and AI will show me a picture of Bob in a bikini. So that's now a terrible effect to our society. So they're going to ban X. Guess what that means? One of the most reliable, people-driven news sources is suddenly gone. And we go back to mainstream media, government-controlled propaganda. Sorry, that's another side rant. I've just done a video. Please go and view it afterwards.
I get it. Yeah.
Did they have they banned? I should just lost it. It's a begins with D. It's a discussion private type thing. Crap.
Discord.
Yes, Discord. Is that banned
got
there?
Discord. No,
Okay.
we've got Discord.
All right. And then there's another one out there that's similar to Discord, only it's a little more open. It's then subscribe podcast guys have put it together. Yeah, it's a paid platform. You got to pay to get into it, like some of the other ones that are more free, as far as free speech, free what you can post and stuff. But so I wasn't sure if you could use something else to go internationally to pick up X on.
There'll be wait. So basically, what this firewall that they put in place did basically meant suddenly overnight 30,000 downloads of a VPN happened in the UK because teenagers suddenly couldn't access certain sites to see them through their teenage years. So VPNs pretty much will go around it anyway. So people will still be able to access it, but it's how much they want to crack down then. Do they then look for people's accounts, look for where they're based and stuff like that? It's not the point of we completely wouldn't have access. It's the point that they're trying to do this that is worrying. The thing is, you can't, they'll use the premise of this firewall of protecting our children, right? Because there's not rights out there, which I'm all for protecting our children. Don't get me wrong. I've got kids. People do bad things. People with computers do bad things. You can't ban computers. Yeah?
No.
People with the internet do bad things. You can't ban the internet. It's the people that are the issue. There's no point banning all the social media networks so weirdos can't groom kids online, because what will they do? They'll find a way to do it in person.
Yeah, they will.
That's what they used to do it.
The crackdown needs to be on the people, not on the technology. All you're doing is closing off avenues which you could be utilizing to capture these bastards.
Yeah.
And hey, here's a wild, crazy idea. Try locking them up for more than 12 months, thinking they're rehabilitated after a year, and send them back out into society. Try punishing them correctly.
You'll love this. Louisiana just passed a law for I don't want to say the word because the platforms are getting a little. You can't say that. You got to use the term map instead. But if a person gets convicted of doing things with a child, snippity snip snip.
Good. I don't. Do you know what?
It should have been that way a long time ago.
Yeah, people have talked about
wood chipper.
Well, this is it. People have talked about chemical castration. I'm like, that's too kind. I would castrate them with 2 house bricks. Not a problem. I'll do the job. I'll castrate them permanently with 2 house bricks. That's the way to do it.
Why would you let them?
I like the cowboy way. I like the cowboy way. Rubber bands, like you're going to do a horse or a sheep or a cow.
Let it rot and fall off. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I'm more the outdoor tree worker type. Wood chipper. Feet first, face up, eyes taped open. Yeah. I've posted that a ton of times.
No mercy for those people. None whatsoever.
That's the one thing. I mean, you say as a prepper, never end up in jail, Bob. We've said it quite a few times. It's the worst place you could be. Something happens to one of my kids, that's how I'm going to end up in jail, by going after the person, because you won't stop me.
I understand. I'm a dad too.
Reason would not stop me. It was like when you have these celebrity cases and it's like, oh yeah, he must have done it because blah blah blah, and then he paid off the parents. Like, I'm a parent. You couldn't offer me $1 million to not get justice. So when like the Michael Jackson thing and all that, there's a whole debate there. But when it came out that the parents were like, yeah, we'd take the money and now we won't say anything more about it, I'm like, that's sus to me, because as a parent, that wouldn't cut it. No amount of money would cut it.
Oh, where is it here? Shoot, trying to find the one image here.
Let's just this is the only silver lining, guys, to Teotihuacan or SHTF. We can write more sensible laws after the fact. and we can deal out some biblical justice in the short term.
Is it? Dang, I had my my long range remover. Shoot, I had a picture of a 20 millimeter sniper rifle.
All right.
And the caption under is it was the Petahuzzi remover at 2.6 miles.
That's yeah. I mean, it's a topic that you there's nothing you can say about this topic that won't get you in trouble on the internet. So we'll just leave it there.
They call that round the pedocillin round. It cures you.
Pedocillin, yeah.
All right. Yeah. This is the cleaned up version. There's no words on this one at all. Come on, share. There we go. Share. 2.6 miles, 20 millimeter.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Oh yeah, that is a quieter on the end.
That's expensive. Wow.
Oh yes.
Yeah. I can imagine that.
It feels like something a cartoon would pull out of its pocket. It's that big.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a kitchen knife will do the same thing. You know?
Yeah, but this one there's no DNA transfer.
Anyway,
yeah, it was brought in the side chat. Teresa Colvin, says composting comes to mind. Yeah, I hear you, Teresa. Yeah,
that's Mark's wood chipper.
Yeah, I heard there was a story a while ago. Some pig farmer down in Texas or somewhere, like somebody fell into the pen of pigs, and the guy was missing for like weeks before they realized what happened because they couldn't find anything at all. Just saying.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just saying. Yeah.
I wouldn't want to eat that bacon anymore, but
Hey, that's called the circle of bacon.
Yeah.
Yeah, the raccoons still need to be fed. They are scavengers. The raccoons and the opossums, they still need to be fed. So
yeah.
Well, go back to a serial killer local serial killer got away with this stuff for decades by taking cadavers and dropping them off in the woods. Gone. And, they just be consumed. Yeah. But I try not to put too much thought into those people.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll shut up.
From riots. I mean, they're technically connected, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah. So if what do you guys think about how a major riot is totally out of control? Like Bob said, cutting down power poles and burning places down. What do you think is going to be the recovery time for people to be able to start coming home?
Oh boy. Hard to say.
It can take a month. It can take 2 weeks. It can take 6 months or longer.
So in your bugging out, you need to plan for that too.
Yeah, my plan is if we got to leave this place, a minimum of 3 days, and then come back and check and see what's left.
Yeah.
If nothing's left, leave it. Move on.
Yeah.
But if there's fire, then there's nothing left. Why even bother going back? It's gone. Everything's gone.
uh, trying to think. I'm just trying to think of the other things that tie into it here. Trying to come up with things to consider about it.
I'm gonna love you and leave you, gentlemen, because I'm overdue some dosage, and I'm gonna go and rest for a bit because I've got to try and do a live tomorrow as well. So,
Okay, no problem.
thanks for having me on, Shadow, Gil, Bob.
Always a pleasure,
Mark.
Mike.
Always a pleasure with all of you guys. Much appreciate it.
Yeah.
Anyone watching on my channel, don't forget to subscribe. ShadowScoutSwede, Gil, Bob, Chef Tech, Sofa Survivalist. There's loads of channels. Go and subscribe to them all.
Peace out. Yeah. I'll be going live
Hey, Mike, I posted a message on one of the boards, and then I sent a direct message to Brian, asking for some help on the AI animation stuff.
I'm sure he'll get back to you. It's his flavor of the month at the moment. He's well.
I'm sure he will. So. I'm not in no big hurry. I'm comfy on my sofa with my Cheetos and beer. I'm good.
Cheers, guys. See you later.
Take care.
Later. Yeah, later. I'll be going live tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific time, but I try not to have the live on heavy topics. Just shoot the shit, just talk with each other for a couple hours and then bounce out.
Yeah.
Because I can't put my entire I can't dedicate my entire mind and life to preparedness.
Yeah.
Keep it light.
Yeah, I got a couple of videos I gotta record tomorrow. I got a dust collector for my shop vac. To put on a 5-gallon bucket beforehand, so it collects most of the dust and doesn't plug up the filter in my shop vac. I'm gonna do a video on that. And I got from Sam's Club a rack specifically designed for those 27-gallon totes. So I'm gonna be putting that together and doing a video on that. But I got told I could take some of the frozen meatballs out of the freezer and can them. So
yeah,
I'm going to be working on that either tomorrow or Wednesday. So I'll be coming out with a video on canning meatballs.
That's good.
Wait a second. Oh, just got a message from my wife's cousin. Oh, okay, just a minute. Yeah, this lady here just messaged me, kind of, she's going to teach me gardening over in her home city, over in Davao. Gardening over there is far different than gardening here. It's tropical and there's different pests and stuff like that. So she's going to become a valuable resource.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Kaylin's birthday is tomorrow.
Right on. Happy birthday, Kaylin.
Yeah, she turns 29 again.
Yeah.
Again. Yeah, I'm hoping soon Amazon will deliver my tactical shiwi, My tactical shiwi should be here in a couple of days. You know what a shiwi is?
Yeah.
I think I know what it is.
Yeah.
All right, so back over here. So unfortunately, someone asked us to post our links and stuff. If you're not on Shadow Scouts or mine, you're not going to see the links. If you're still here on Mike's, you're not going to see the link unless Shadow copies it and posts it.
Yeah, I can post my own link up here if you guys want to. My channel is a combination of different things. Prepping, yeah, but there's also gardening and it's kind of a daily vlog. There's international travel on there and Here's a copy of my link if you want to come over and subscribe. There you go. Bob N channel. Yeah.
Yeah, you post wildlife things there too, don't you, Bob? Like for raccoons.
Yeah, a couple raccoon videos. Those annoying little sons of, Yeah. I was quite surprised, Mark, when I turned that big spotlight on them, how quickly they climbed over a 6-foot fence and down the other side. It's just like that, man. Whoop, gone.
Dude, we got claws. Telling you.
Yeah.
Best news is we have thumbs. That's why.
That's right. With claws.
I'm like a dog that doesn't have thumbs. Yeah, we can grab that cotton candy and make it disappear in water in a second.
That's funny, man. But tomorrow I'll be sharing out some videos of a Japanese channel I found, because I like to watch positive things online. Like it's a couple of Japanese channels where they're getting together and clearing out waterways for irrigating their soybean crops and rice crops and things like that. Positive stuff, because I can't live in the doom and gloom all the time. I just refuse to do that.
Yeah. And thanks for putting those highlights up.
Yeah.
Off of mics, we'll just watch off of mics. They can see it. Oh, okay, that's what I do for Gil. That's what I do for Bob.
Mm-hmm.
So, dogs are handy in a riot sometimes.
Yeah.
I think a donkey, being able to ride a donkey or a mule would be very good in a riot, because those things can kick forward, not just back. So if someone's up there coming at you, all of a sudden this hoof comes out, whack, and the rider goes tumble, tumble, tumble.
Yeah. I'll share out one of my older videos here, Shadow. It was posted up 3 years ago. Keeping some kind of a weapon handy that's less lethal is a really good idea. But here we go. I'll share this out. This was from a few years ago. Improve my position, harness sticks. This is how I make them. I buy secondhand shovels because they're made with hickory. Those are the tools that I use to modify the wood. But if you do make some kind of a striking weapon to protect yourself, don't put spikes on it. Don't put fish hooks or nails or anything like that. Just keep it plain wood. And you know what I mean? Because if you put spikes on a club and you beat somebody down with it, after the dust settles and you wind up in court because this guy, you show intent. You wanted to kill him and you succeeded in killing him. And now you're in trouble,
Yeah.
But a good way to get good hardwood sticks. See how I carve the ends to create friction on the striking surface? That's the only altercation that I do. And the tools right there are what I use. And just be smart. A good old stick, and you learn how to swing it and use it. You can do a lot of damage to somebody and not kill them.
Yeah.
One of the ones I haven't brought it up from California. I got a contractor's hoe handle, one of those big fat ones, for the big hose. It's 5.5 feet tall.
Yeah.
Quarterstaff time. I'm going Robin Hood and Little John.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things. I just never got to replace the hoe handle yet. I mean the head handle for the hoe. So it was just sitting here. I hadn't got around to it yet.
Yeah. Here's one of my wooden ones. It's in here somewhere. But I usually make my self-defense sticks about the same length from the tip of your elbow to the tip of your middle finger, about that long, because you can swing it inside of your house, in a doorway or in a hallway if you got to run somebody out of your house. You know, the tip of your elbow to the tip of your finger, middle finger, right in there, right around 30 inches or however many centimeters that is. You know, something like that.
The Eskrima sticks we used
Uh-huh.
was 50 centimeters long.
50 centimeters. Yeah, about 30 inches.
That's more than enough.
Yeah, yeah. I've tried longer, like the staffs and all that. Inside of your home or a building, that's kind of hard to use, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything will work. But you also consider, if you're trying to defend yourself or your family, consider less than lethal stuff too.
Yeah.
Or especially this stuff right here, a big old can of pepper gel.
Yeah.
You'll be able to get your way through a crowd of people if you have to, with a great big can of this stuff right here. You know, I watched the riot police using this, and this works really well. You know,
the along the same lines, only. All right, the paintball guns. The 68 caliber paintball guns. They actually make pepper for those, and they make, you know, they're powdered, and they make gel, and they, you know, so yeah, those are a little bit, give you a little bit, so you don't have to get up quite so close to them. You know, you can scatter them from a distance.
I watched quite a few videos of the Portland ice facility when they're moving the crowds back, and boy, those pepper balls work, man. People run from that stuff. They run fast, you know.
And and then the scary part, they also make other 68 caliber things to go in there, like cork balls, which sting like a mother. You think the paintballs hurt? That cork really leaves a welt, and it's non-lethal. But then there's also some companies out there that are selling 68 caliber ball bearings too. Yeah, I'd be a little leery about using one of those. But the cork and the pepper powder and stuff, I wouldn't have any problems using that.
I'm gonna post
because that's not lethal
channel here when I find it. Yeah, this guy here, he comes on my panel once in a while. He's a weirdo, but he is, in my opinion, the grand master of less lethal. He's autistic, but he's functional. But this is a good channel to check out less lethal options. I wouldn't post it up in the chat unless I think this guy has some really valid equipment that he uses, but I got a lot of respect for him in some ways. I mess with him quite a bit, but there's his channel right there for less.
You mean the slingshot?
Slingshot, yeah. I mess with him quite a bit, but
yeah, I know.
I actually have told him more than once I respect him a great deal, because he gets trolled like you would not believe, but he doesn't quit. He stays with it, you know.
Yeah, he's a great guy, but he has a tendency to talk too much.
That's where I get upset with him. I got, stop. We don't need to stop the story out in 1968, okay? I just asked you how you are today.
Yeah.
This is going to be kind of touchy for some people, but only because it deals with money. If you're in an area that is suffering from repeated riots and stuff, what sort of vehicle do you have to get out of there in emergency? Do you have a vehicle that has all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive where you can go off-road if you need to get around to get out of town? That's
a really good question.
Something to consider. One of the got I guess it's a channel. It's called a page on Facebook. He does a lot of reviewing of old diesel engines, the 12 valve, the 16 valves, old diesel engines that are totally mechanical, no electronics on them at all. The only thing electrical is the electric starter and the alternator. There's no electronics on them and stuff.
Yeah, like the old Detroit. Yeah, mechanical fuel shut off, runaway engines. That was a problem. Yep.
Yeah, but he talks about all the Cummins and stuff. Evidently, Cummins back quite a few years ago, they went into partnership with a company over in China who is making it per spec of Cummins for these old 12 valve engine, 6-cylinder engines, and the prices are really decent. But he's pointed out they've also made improvement to the Cummins engines. Yeah. One dealing with a water pump and adding a second bushing bearing on it, so it's supported on both ends of it instead of just on one end, and some other things they've done to it. And I've been watching. It's like, okay, I got to talk to the wife. We got to find an old 60s to 72 Ford or Dodge 1-ton with a crew cab on it, and then
6.9 liter, the old 6.9 naturally aspirated. Yeah,
or even the 318 in it. Pull that out and drop this diesel engine in it. And he goes, he talks about how he shows how easy it is to work on these mechanical diesel engines, especially these old companies. Amazingly easy to work on. He's there working on stuff, changing parts out, and he goes, some of them they put this aftermarket one on. This is not a good one. Here's the part number of the one that's not good. However, they came out with this industrial all stainless steel non-plastic one, and it shows the aftermarket part number in that for helping people build stuff for not so much. He's not so much of a prepper, but he likes the old mechanical, easy to use stuff that's anybody can learn how to fix and repair whenever they need to.
Yeah, back in the day, the old 6.9 Ford stick shift diesel naturally aspirated. I mean, we had many of farm guys that owned them when I was at the dealership, and they'd come in, they're like, don't shut it off. I'm like, why? They're like, battery's dead. I'm like, well, how'd you get it started? So we always park it on a hill. They pop the hood, shoot a little shot of ether right into the hole, shut the hood, start rolling, drop second gear, pop the clutch. It makes all kinds of bad noises because it's not warmed up. There's no glow plugs going, but it'll run as long as one cylinder gets started and you can keep it running. The other ones will fire up eventually. He's like, can we drive it here? So I need a battery. Okay. And an alternator or whatever.
Yeah. We the company I worked for, Mountain Cascade, back in the 80s, had 80s through the 90s, had Chevy 1-tons and Chevy 3/4 tons with the diesel engine in it.
Yep.
Oh, the boss came down on all the foremen that had a pickup. He goes, you will not use any type of starting fluid on these engines. It'll blow the engine really quick. What you use is, and back then, WD-40 had propane in it for the propellant.
Yep.
Started up smooth as silk.
And we used to get a silicone in the shop that was spray silicone would start. You could run it on spray silicone.
Yeah.
Or just take a propane torch and just don't light it. Just open the nozzle up and just try to start it holding the nozzle over. That'd be enough to get it to pop. Won't blow it up.
Yeah. So that's one of the things. Now they've changed the propellant in WD-40. It's to something else other than propane. Friggin' tree huggers.
So thinking about if you have to leave your area and there's riots going on everywhere, I mean, I've heard that depending on time of year, some guys have like plows on the front of their trucks. Mm-hmm. So, And sometimes the throttles get stuck. So you might be able to get out of your area. You just got to be careful your throttle doesn't stick while your plow is down to get out past a certain area. Just saying. Not getting too detailed on it. I'm sure your imagination can figure that one out.
That is something I've noticed. And Bob made comment on this once before. When it got cold, the protesters disappeared.
Yeah. You can't pay me enough to stand outside and stop traffic in the road. Nah, too cold. It's raining. It's snowing. Not going.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. It's like, no. Which is kind of interesting. Minnesota hasn't had as much protest showing up on the news as I expected.
Yeah, because it's snowing there.
Yeah, it's below freezing.
Yeah. Thanks, DARPA. DARPA will help us out every now and
then. Here's something I want to point out. Do you have these in your home?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Fire extinguishers.
Yeah.
I have one.
Good. Because they use fire as a weapon. Just like behind Gil right there, fire. I've got, 4 of these in the house. We've got one of these in every car. And also, I put these in, you see right up there, that red bag.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fire blanket. I've got these in the house.
I have
and in our cars.
One of those too.
Yeah, I've got these in the car. All of our cars have got those. So that if you need it, you can put out a fire or a person or whatever it might be. There you go, Chef. That's exactly right. Right there. Yep.
I picked this up at one of my local Ollie's or whatever. And I saw it. I'm like, and there was only 2, and it's by HB Smith. I mean, they're not bad ones. Yeah. And it's a 40 by 40. And I bought it, and I just leave it right next to the stove here. I haven't mounted it yet, but I'm the only one that cooks. But you never know. Something might go wrong, and you could actually put that over you and run out if you had to.
Yep, I've got one of those in my kitchen, and then another one here in the shop, and then I've got one of them, the big ones, in every car that we own.
Right. You're not gonna stifle a Tesla catching on fire with it, but you might be able to use it to run past it to get clear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or use it enough to get to put down to be able to get whoever stuck into Tesla out without.
Yeah. Hopefully, that's if you can get the doors open. That's another story with Teslas, but we won't go down. We're so far off the prepping avenue now. It's not funny.
No, we're doing tie-ins back to prepping: fire blankets, fire extinguishers.
Yeah, and trying to rescue people out of Teslas that the doors don't open because the batteries are dead. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Sorry, Doc says you're gonna die. Yeah.
The fire blanket is handy for hiding from thermal. Okay, yeah.
Well, that I got the larger ones in our cars, and I remember with those and an extinguisher in each one of our cars, I received them. I ordered it on Amazon. I said, "Look, hon, I got these for the cars," and she sat up and took notice. Said, "That's the best thing you've got so far out of all the prepping stuff.
Nice.
Those are the best things you've got so far."
Hey, I'll have to test that theory that King Corso just said, because a friend of mine's neighbor just bought a thermal for getting rid of coyotes on the farm. And he said, you wouldn't believe the things running around the field when there's no light. Mice up and down trees. He says, you don't hear them. He said, they are everywhere. Freaked them out. I was like, oh, that's cool. I'm going to have to grab my fire blanket or another one and run down there at night and be like, hey, don't shoot me. Just see if I disappear under a fire blanket here. He might be like, oh, that's cool.
I wonder if that works. I wonder.
I don't know. Somebody just, King Corso 7924 mentioned it. So I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That'd be great for the sofa survivalist because, I can't run or hide. I'm just a fat dude, so I might as well cover myself with a fire blanket so the thermals can't see me. Of course, it'll be an animation, but, who cares?
Oh man, I you're such a smart ass, man. I hope you make a bunch of movies like with that.
Yeah, oh my God. If Brian gets back to me and I don't have to spend a ton of money on AI generating software for, animation stuff like the fat dude there, or make my own new fat dude and just that would be cool. That would be slick. I'd be laughing so hard making the thing I'd probably never get anything done.
Probably.
whatever you do with on it, if you voice it yourself, it'll be okay. But if you use AI voice for it, you got to make sure it's pronouncing words right. Because I've been watching some of these.
Oh yeah, they pronounce it wrong because you type it in and it pronounces it improperly. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or totally. It's like it read. Red read is one of the ones, and there's several words and they'll pick the wrong one every friggin' time.
But you know what? In the beginning of every video, I'm going to put in there, I am the most bizarro AI-generated fat slob you have ever seen. I'll put that right up front. You know it's AI-generated. There's no question about it. This is just for fun. Have a good time.
Yeah.
See you on the sofa with bring your own Cheetos.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll close all videos with something similar to that. I'll just save a clip and put it on there. See you on the sofa. And see you next week on the sofa. Bring your own Cheetos. I got the beer.
That will be funny.
Oh, just now while we were talking, I've got one of those fire blankets in the kitchen. I just ordered some magnetic clips so I can hang that on my refrigerator right there. The stove is here.
That's good.
Yeah.
And hang it right there because my wife's got it sitting on a shelf down below over here. I want to get that off the shelf and put it right within easy reach, but not too close to the stove. Yep.
With the fire extinguishers, we still have them there. We just can't get anyone in California to refill it. We had several halogen fire extinguishers for the kitchen.
I thought they outlawed those because it was bad for the ozone.
Yeah, and it turns out it doesn't affect the ozone at all.
Yeah, but they still banned it like regular light bulbs, and then they came back, and now they're gone again. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. So but there are some states that are red that haven't banned them, and you can use them. But I just got to find a place here in Idaho that will refill them. If I can, I'm bringing those empty halogen extinguishers up here and refilling them.
What can your fire department? I know my fire department can refill them. Not the cheap ones, but the good ones.
Yeah. The fire department we have here for the north end of the county here is a volunteer fire department. They don't do that.
Oh, okay.
They say, see the company. Idaho Falls has a company. So I got to get hold of the company up in Idaho Falls or down in Pocatello and say, all right, can you guys refill this? Or did one of the demon rats get in here and slip something through the legislature, on the slot?
Yeah. Meanwhile, you can go down to your local compressed gas company if you have one that you can rent the, acetylene, oxygen, all the different things, and just get yourself a, I forget how many pounds it is or size. It's like 18, 20-inch high CO2 bottle, and just put a hose on it. I mean, you're going to you're going to freeze your hand really quick. You better put an insulated pad on the hose you're going to be holding on to. But yeah, it's just CO2. You let that stuff go really quick. I mean, obviously you're not going to breathe, but that'll between the cold, you take away the heat and you're taking away the oxygen. Yeah, you can kill just about any fire with that, unless it's magnesium. Then you're on your own.
Yeah.
Or a Tesla.
Yeah, nitrogen tanks too for welding and stuff, and for the TIGs and stuff.
Any inert gas, but they're expensive. CO2 is cheap because they use it for soda and everything else.
Yeah, and you can get the small CO2 canisters too, like a regular fire extinguisher size.
Oh yeah, they're cheap, and you can get them refilled. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, fire protection from the rioters.
Yeah, they use it. They did it here in 2020. They burned so many buildings and cop cars and brush fires. Freaking, yeah. I have an opinion about those people, but
Yeah. As a teenager, 15 and 16 years old, we got hold of a case of CO2 cartridges that came back from one of my grandfather's rental trucks from a motion picture studio shoot. They left a bunch of stuff in there, and the CO2 cartridges, big old case of it, big case. We took some angle iron that they had over the shop, my grandfather's shop there, drilled a hole in it so we could just stick the CO2 cartridge in, the tail end in there. Tap with a hander, it would peel off that the cap off of it. We were out in the parking lot, just shooting those suckers off for weeks.
Yeah, well, you're lucky you didn't hit anybody with it, but fortunately there was no.
I'm thinking protesters.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It'd be like hitting them with rubber bullets in the shins.
Come on, live a little. Just get yourself a 4-inch piece of PVC tube, plaster wet, glue a cap on the end of it, and pick yourself up a couple gross of bottle rockets. Just drop them all in there, and then drop one lid in there. Yeah, they'll scatter. We used to have bottle rocket wars back in the day when I was,
No.
younger.
You don't need to do that. You just have a short one, about 2 feet long. Have a at the bottom end of it, you have it with a T on it, but the T is like for a 1/2 inch pipe going off the side of it.
Oh yeah,
Put a cap on there. We open it up. You spray some starting fluid in there. Screw it on with a spark plug. Have all your things in there. It lights them all off instantly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Blows them out of the tube, and praying out you don't blow up the tube.
Yeah. That's you only just give it a little squirt, just enough to make a flash to start all the.
I know. I made a golf ball cannon that was technically a pipe bomb, but it was some frightening golf balls I was shooting over the neighbors' houses and going, wow, I could literally see the pipe expand every time I launched a golf ball.
Ooh.
Probably not a good thing to keep shooting this thing. So we disabled that one pretty quick.
Yeah.
My cousin and my younger brother got hold. I don't know where they got hold of it. They got hold of a 16-inch piece of Schedule 80 steel pipe, 1/2 inch.
Came off a job site somewhere.
Off a job site somewhere because they were building houses next door. So it came off of probably a mechanic's truck.
Yeah, great potato guns. Don't start talking about any other kind of things to put in there because that'll get Sharon's channel messed up. Because I did that too. But
Well, what they did was they asked me to weld up the inside on the one end and put an elbow on it. Took a flag bracket to mount it on, so a 4-inch one in that. Drilled a little hole in it, and they took matchbooks.
Yep. Yeah.
Jesus, dude.
Yeah, okay.
And they found some 45 caliber, or 45 caliber. It was actually 4500,
blanks,
ball bearings.
Oh, geez.
Little rag on and stuff. And they were out there playing around, seeing how many sheets of sheetrock they could punch holes in.
Nice.
And then until one time they put all the instead of putting 3 matchbooks in at a time and tapping it down gently, they put 10 matchbooks in one time.
Gil, stop.
Hey, Gil.
Yeah.
What's up? We can talk about this offline. This is getting a little.
Yeah.
It went bye.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It flew up and went bye.
Okay.
I've talked about this on mine. They didn't do anything with it, but yeah.
I got you. All right, I'm gonna bail here. My wife's gonna be home, and I just finished making apple fritters, and I got a ton of stuff to clean up my kitchen. I was making those while you guys were talking before.
Yeah, I gotta go get some. I gotta go get some groceries and check on those cute little baristas. Make sure they're all falling in line.
I thought you were gonna stop teasing the wife saying that.
No.
There you go. There's my.
Look at that.
Oh
shit. You know what? Seeing that, I might let this freaking raccoon survive. I might. If you can bring that stuff to the table, you're good to go.
He knows how to cook. We'll go with that.
Yeah. All right. Peace, guys. Thanks for having me up, Shadow.
All right, later.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm cutting out a little earlier. I got a hell of a mess to clean up. So I'll catch you all later.
No problem.
There he goes. Yeah, I'm not sure what else for. I think we covered just about everything for dealing with and escaping from rioters and stuff.
Yeah.
First aid kit. Make sure you have a good extensive first aid kit in case they throw something through your window and somebody gets cut by flying glass.
That is a good point. I agree with that.
Yeah. There are some online courses. I think you can see them over there in Sweden. Doc Bones and Nurse Amy at doomandbloom.net have a bunch of first aid courses, including the Stop the Bleed courses that are online, and they also have the DVDs. You can just get the course on a DVD and watch it for training. So
I'm familiar with that channel. They are really awesome.
Yeah, and so but their website store at doomandbloom.net has all sorts of training videos on it, folks. Definitely all the first aid ones and stuff. So you may want to consider pumping up your first aid skills that way.
Good
All
idea.
right. I think we're going to wrap it up early today, aren't we?
Yeah, we do that.
All right. Well, then I'm going to drop out now and I'll let everybody know at 8 p.m. Eastern Time USA on my other on this channel, Gray Man Prepping. We're doing the Events Explored, and the event is After Florida Falls into the Sea, What are your plans? And there's quite a bit of science behind it. So we'll be talking about that at 8 p.m. Eastern here on Gray Man Prepping. All right.
Yeah.
See you later, Shadow.
Yeah. See you later. Okay, guys, we'll wrap things up now. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. And I will see you next week. Same time, same channel. And remember, be part of the solution, not the problem. Stay safe. Take care. God bless.